4 adventurers set out from the village of Flamberwick to hunt down an undead creature causing evil and mayhem in the Dreadwood nearby. Our heroes, the mighty warrior Cormac Shieldheart, servant of the Lord of Light, Winston of Dern, the fearless barbarian, Valkyrie Thunderstone, and scoundrel of the 7 cities, Kiva the Shadowed Hand.
We must make haste. These woods have an ill air about them.
Cormac, fear not, for we have the power of the Lord of Light on our side.
Today is a good day to smash in some undead skulls. Victory or death!
The villagers will pay us well once we complete this task. And then we can go and rescue my friends, as featured in my 4-page backstory.
Well, let's go. The village of Flabberton needs our aid.
I'm bored! Kiva? Kiva?
Right, we're part of this group, and it's a secret
Not
group.
interested.
Not at
Come
all.
on,
No.
really?
You have journeyed far, adventurers, but your story ends here.
Fools! Prepare to suffer the wrath of my necromantic power! Are you okay?
Whole person. I wasn't wise enough.
Oh, you did roll a nat 1!
I'm burning those dice.
Silence, fools! Once I've dealt with you, then I'll destroy the village of Flamberton. Then no one will hear your 4-page backstory.
No! Cleric! Cast your spell!
Oh, that's me. Yep. one sec.
Hurry up!
Okay, yeah, it's in here somewhere, right? Yeah. I can't find it, okay? I'm panicking now. Great, you made me panic. Oh,
Cleric! Come on!
I'm looking, okay? I'm just trying to find the spell. I'll get it in a minute.
Oh, why'd you have all these books? It's slowing down the game
What do
so
you mean?
much.
This is D&D. Don't pretend there's another way.
Well, actually, there is, and it's called D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond is the official toolset for Dungeons & Dragons, giving you access to everything in one place.
What's going on? Are we role-playing? Is this role-play?
And with the easy-to-use character builder, you can look up your stats, spells, and equipment in one place without slowing down your game.
Mark, please. Mark, I'm really worried about the team. Is this okay? What's happening?
Become the ultimate dungeon master using their campaign management tools and build the ultimate adventure with their encounter builder.
With every rulebook and adventure available on PC, mobile, and your tablet device, you can get whatever you want, wherever you want.
Here, there's your character, go.
It's just all here. The spell. I've got the spell. Yay! We can go. I love it.
Now die!
Wait, I remember. Boss Barak!
Oh! What's all this then? A nasty lich causing trouble? No! Flumpy the Flump God will get rid of you, dearie.
Curse you, D&D Beyond, and your fantastic creatures!
We did it!
We did it!
Yes!
Check out High Rollers D&D every Sunday at 5 p.m. GMT over on twitch.tv/High Rollers DND.
Shit.
Hello, and welcome to High Rollers! High Rollers! The Dungeons and Dragons show here on twitch.tv/HighRollersDND and twitch.tv/JugsCast. Welcome, I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes! Joining me this week, we have Rhiannon. Hello! Gower.
Yes.
Chris. Chris Gun Control Trot.
Wow.
Kim Picard Richards.
Hey! I'm curious the story.
I don't know where I'm going to go now. No, I haven't got anything. So just Tom Hazel and Katie Morrison. You guys get
feel
off
very-
easy.
Yeah.
Not special. Leaky sink?
Huh?
Yeah, my sink's
Oh yeah,
that's
sorry.
great.
Yeah, Katie Leaky Sink.
Just Tom.
Floods,
just
floods.
Tom.
Floods in Bristol.
Tom Classic.
The office was flooded.
Yeah, Tom
Now my
Classic
flat is
Hazel.
flooded.
Classic Hazel, yeah, that was a wild ride. Oh my god.
Welcome, friends. We're glad to be back. Last week we were at YogCon. Thank you everyone who came to see us, got stuff signed, watched our live game, or one of the 10 VIPs who played in they are very important players, who played in the very special Aerois Cannon games, which we'll see if that eventually we'll get to be part of the universe and the lore.
I hope you didn't mess it up.
Yeah.
I really hope you didn't mess it up.
Yeah, otherwise we're gonna find you.
Someone said death.
There was a lot of death. There was a lot of death.
Someone came up to me and said that they were the only survivor.
What?
Yes,
And I was
so
of their session.
Of their
and
session, in the first
top
session,
notch. I think that was Ben.
one
wasn't it?
player
Ben.
survived, yes, in the first session.
bless.
And then in the second session, 2 players survived.
Brutal.
So,
Savage.
you think
It's
he's
gonna
harsh
be a
with us?
VIP experience.
It was! They'll tell you why. They went out they got to die in a very cool way.
Great.
Makes it very memorable.
Great.
Anyway, so just a big thank you for that. Thank you for all the staff, all the events team, the tech team, Sydney, for doing an amazing job at YogCon. We had a great time.
Yeah.
And we're looking
You're
forward
all natural 13s to me.
We're looking forward to potentially doing another one in the future. Sponsors, Chris Trott.
Yeah. So I was gonna just use the D&D Beyond video
That we made.
as my segment, but that was played at the start. So
D&D Beyond's
D&D
great.
Beyond's really good.
Yeah.
You should use it all the time because we do.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us using it right now because it's that amazing. It's the best
good.
digital tool set for D&D 5th edition.
pretty
And it
freaking
works
sweet.
on any smart device.
And I'm sure we can play the video again in the break, so
sure
you
we
can check
can.
it out. But yeah, we had a lot of fun making that. That was a lot of fun. It's a shame Katie couldn't join us.
I
You were
was working.
You were working.
Yeah.
It was also filmed on the heatwave day, so you
Yes.
I
probably-
was actually also preparing to go to Spain that day. So
Yeah.
There you go.
You know.
But we had a good time. We enjoyed making it. We hope you enjoyed watching it. Lots of
was
people seemed
so
to
hot.
enjoy it. It was very hot.
so
It was very fun, right?
Yes! Yes, Lit.
Had a great
Back
time.
garden laugh.
Now die! So thank you D&D Beyond for sponsoring High Rollers as always. Thank you for sponsoring YogCon as well.
Yep.
And to Beandog Skybound, who also sponsored YogCon
They
as
sponsored
well.
our live show.
They sponsored our live show.
Yeah.
PAX West.
Yeah.
Myself, Katie, and Tom will be at PAX West at the end of August. We'll be there all 4 days, but the 2 key dates and times to keep in mind. 1:30 p.m. on Friday at the Autographs area, we'll be signing. And then on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. in the Raven Theatre is our Q&A panel. We'll also be doing other meet and greet sessions on the Idle Champions booth. And we are currently still in talks to potentially do a little live game on Monday while we're there. But we're just still finalising the details on that. So
What a juicy treat.
big thank you to Idle Champions for bringing us out there. We can't wait to see a bunch of you who are heading to PAX, especially our US audience who we don't get to see very often.
And we get to annoy Dylan all weekend.
Yes, I do like Dylan. He's a good lad. And get to see lots of other friends. Like Anna's going to be there. I think she's actually joining us for our autograph.
signing,
Yes.
yeah.
So Anna Prosser Robinson will be there. You can check her out. And then last one, brand new merch. Merch.
Nobody's wearing the t-shirt.
I don't have it. I don't have
I don't
one.
have
It's
it.
not
I
me.
don't
That one.
I gave it to my mum.
You have one.
I mean, that's quite
Do I?
sweet.
You have one.
Do I?
I'm sure you picked one up.
I don't think I did.
No, you don't.
Also hats.
I have one, but it's at home. I'm sorry.
I'm wearing
But
the
We
it's-
have.
But
Well,
it's really
it's
nice.
fine. It's really nice.
I
We
wore it on
have
stream last week.
brand new snapback hats, which Kim
Look
is
at
modeling.
this.
I do have mine with me. It's
It
in my
has
bag.
dice on the rim.
There's dice on the rim.
very nice.
It's got also High Rollers written on the back as well.
Better than that is a
Yours.
Lucius t-shirt.
There's a
the
Lucius-
best character in all of High Rollers. Please go get it. It was actually a sorcerer t-shirt, but
As well. No, there's both. There's the Lucius t-shirt, which
Yeah.
is it's a blue shirt with a kind of coloured blue and orange swirl with Lucius carrying a character design.
the
We also
best design thoughts and ideas have gone into that. It's from me.
Trying to
and
move on.
Nina. It's really good.
it's really good.
Picture.
Great.
Go to store.yogscast.com and you can see it. There's also a brand new Sorcerer shirt as well, which we are waiting to get the
The
copy.
best class of this
Yes.
party.
So there will be a bundle. I think they're still working out in the store, but there's going to be a bundle for Lucia shirt and Sorcerer shirt, and then there might also be a hat and t-shirt bundle as
I
well.
need you nerds to do some photos for the store. By the way.
Yep. Store.yogscast.com. Don't forget to use code High Rollers to get 10% off your order. Doesn't matter what you order. Doesn't have to be High Rollers.
Yeah,
You
it can
get
be
off
anything.
everything.
And also, I think there's another pre-order for the Yogscast, the Yogs hoodie that was from Yog.
Yogs hoodie. Yeah.
So that's in pre-order right now, so you
Yes.
get 10% off it.
You get 10% off that as well. Yeah, go and check that out. Brand new merch, always a good thing. And with that, it's also a time to remind you about Amazon Prime and Twitch Prime subs. Don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch Prime sub. Why not go over to twitch.tv/High Rollers D&D, sub up there. We've got loads of High Rollers specific emotes. If we get some more slots, we will unlock a stupid sexy Starbane emote, which is Starbane's butt. I love it. I love the fact that this cool, antagonist that I've developed for the campaign has been objectified by his butt. Thank you, Nina.
But please subscribe so I can see his butt.
Yes, so go and go sub.
Sub for butts.
With that, anything else?
No,
I'm
done.
No?
Intro.
Intro time, play it Sydney.
Go!
Thank you, Thomas.
Sorry. Go.
Welcome back to Aerois. Last time, the party have travelled to the sky city of Gusthaven, a magical flying city of law and magic. Sadly, Lucius hopes to be reunited with his family, are dashed after discovering that they were killed in a magical accident.
Every time.
A conspiracy soon begins to unwind, and at his family estate, Lucius is confronted by a masked vigilante called Moonstar, who believes him to be a fraud and tells him to leave Gusthaven. With a hefty payment in the form of will and compensation from the crown, Lucius commissions an airship to be constructed for the party in their quest to protect Aerois, as well as an alliance with the noble house Viranor to construct a hidden base in Gusthaven. Meanwhile, the rest of the party head to the Imperium Archives, a colossal library where they aim to research various topics. Nova inquires about the Eterna and is led to meet with Dean Alessandra, a priestess of Hesper who has been afflicted with vampirism, but also knows much about the alien beings and is even accompanied by one, a great golden lion man called Helios. The party have weeks before the airship is ready to fly. They have subjects to research, a crew to hire, and a conspiracy to investigate. And that is where we begin today's session. Okay. I believe that we left things with having done some sort of metagamey out of game kind of like, right, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, spend the money. Was all money spent and everything, all of that? I believe so. You guys scratched off everything. So now...
Remember all those things that you told us to think about? We didn't think about them.
Well, that's what today's session is going to be for. Now I will tell you, we're just going to start a fresh day, so long rest if you haven't already.
Nice.
You have... I would imagine that given the alliance with House Viranor, the three sisters of House Viranor offer you some temporary accommodations while things are being built. Nice. Just as a base of operations.
The Masons.
The Masons, they are indeed the chief architects and masons of Gusthaven. Well remembered.
That's why I don't need a notebook.
Yeah, it's just all up there, is it, Chris?
It's all up here.
Oh, of course it is.
I think it's in the group chat, actually.
Once again, the weather is perfect. The weather of Gusthaven is maintained by the magical device that protrudes from the main castle, and it keeps the weather a very temperate, calm, nice, warm weather. The city is busy as always. People are always coming and going to and fro on Gusthaven. Merchants bring in new goods from the lowlands. They take back Ethereum to be used in the production of tools or weapons or food or whatever it happens to be that it's being used for. The refineries chug away. Ethereum is brought in cages, dragged through the streets by halfling crews and taken into the refineries to be processed. And it is a busy day. I will tell you that I know some of you want to do some research, and then Lucius, you have the task of, perhaps with your companions, figuring out a crew, as well as a name and what kind of resources you want your airship to have. So I think that's what today's session is going to mainly be.
Lots of gold.
Shall we do research first? Because there is a set process for those of you who wish to research things.
Sure.
Okay. So, the way the research works is I'm actually going to use Xanathar's guide, which has a set way of downtime research.
Oh, cool.
So, a character needs access to a library or group of scholars, which you have. You have access to the Imperium Archives. Each character who is performing research, which I believe was Nova, Sentry, and Quill, you choose one topic that they wish to research, and you spend 1 work week of studying and researching.
1 work week?
Yes, so it takes you over a week. So, Sentry and Quill, you both have to pay a minimum of 50 gold to use the research, to use the library in general.
Okay.
Nova, because you have the library access background feature, you don't pay that.
You got a library card?
Yeah.
Literally has a library card.
Having fun, isn't it?
Everybody should sign up to the library.
Now, I will also tell you, you can choose, at this point, during the week, you can choose to spend more gold, and that will give you a bonus into a check that you'll make at the end of the work week to determine how much you learn.
Right.
And you spend it in increments of 100 gold, and it equates to a +1 bonus. So it's up to you to choose how much. Now remember that you're each going to make a check individually. So like Quill, for example, might choose to spend 200 gold, but that bonus is just for his inquiries. And we'll go through the narrative of what this is and do a little bit of role-playing afterwards, but just to get the basics out. At the end of the work week, you roll an intelligence check, with an additional +1 bonus for each 100 gold spent. If you have access to a well-stocked library, you make the check with advantage, which you all do. The Imperium Archive is the predominant center of learning, pretty much on Aerois, so you absolutely get advantage. Nova, I was going to give you proficiency for the check, but your library access is just basically going to reduce the cost instead. So it's an intelligence check with a bonus depending on how much gold you spend, right? And that's pretty much it. So after a week, so you each need to just name a topic. Now I did write them down. Nova has like 3 to pick from, but Quill, you wanted to look up City of Glass.
Yes.
So that will be your topic.
Yeah. So I guess that was in addition to helping Sentry as well.
Well, it's independent checks. So you can either conduct your own research or you can try and help Sentry with hers.
I will help Sentry with hers.
Okay, so you don't want to make a check on the City of Glass.
Yeah, because I think that plays into that scroll case I have anyway, because that was talking about the City of Glass too.
It does. It doesn't really give you much more information. Like, you know that by researching it, you would probably be able to ascertain a location. And the way it works, by the way, is like depending on the check, you will get pieces of lore ranging from 0 to 3 pieces of lore about your chosen subject, which can include locations, secret information. If you were to research a person, like let's say you wanted to be like, we want to study Calistarbane, you might learn his weaknesses or his resistances to things. You can actually find information that will be mechanically useful in the game. But for a thing like a location, you might find out where it is, if there's any rumors about it, if there's any kind of legends about it, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So, do you want to still just want to help Sentry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's...
So Sentry, you wanted to look up Solvin. So that was your basis for your research, was just Solvin in general and what happened to it and everything else, right?
Yep.
And then Nova, you had like a million things to
3.
research. Yeah, you had Hadar, Calistarbane, and Zakira, and then Eterna.
No, the Ledlan.
The Lady Land, yes, sorry.
Because I
And then
figured
you felt that you
I
could just go.
talk to Alessandra.
You can. Researching will probably be more direct, like, result. Talking to Alessandra is just, we'll have to role play out and gain information.
Boring.
Oh wait,
Role play.
What was Sentry research?
Solvin.
Oh, so I'll do the City of Glass then.
So you're independently
Okay, sorry,
researching.
I thought that's what you were doing.
Yeah, no, Sentry was researching Solvin itself.
Yeah, I'll do City of Glass then.
Okay, cool. Does anybody else want to do any research?
I'm with Lucius.
Okay, so you're going to do airship stuff.
I think
But it's over a week.
It is over a week.
It's over a week, so you can like...
Yeah, you can do other stuff. Like, everybody's going to be involved with the airship stuff, but obviously I know that researching is probably not...
research. It's probably
not the research
one
type.
for the library.
I will research self-help books and how to get over entire family deaths.
Cool.
Was there like a dummy's guide for that?
Dummy's guide.
You don't
What's
need, you
the
don't
guy
need to pay
who
for
wrote
that.
the books? The guy that you said? A guide for everything.
I don't know.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I've totally forgotten his name.
Who knows? Okay. So, for those of you who are researching, decide now how much money you would like to spend.
How much money, if I sold my 2 lightning cable launchers, one of which is broken, one of which is still functional, how much money would I get for those?
I would probably say about 500 gold each. Well, for the fixed one. So 500 gold for the fixed one and then 250 for the broken one.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, because I don't really like them.
Well,
Does anybody else want
I mean, us two have got the lightning lure thing, and that's like exactly
Yeah.
what it is, isn't it?
Well, it drags them
It pulls stuff
15
back.
feet.
Yeah. Or if it were to anchor into a heavier object, it would pull you to the heavier object.
I guess lightning lure doesn't do that, does it?
But yeah, if nobody else in the party would like them,
Does anybody want a cable launcher? It's essentially like a Batman,
it's like a 15-foot grapple.
but 15 foot.
Imagine pulling someone into your hammer. Like, you don't even move the hammer. The lightning lure does the swing forward.
I'm happy to give you my fixed one and then sell the broken one.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you only need one?
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
yeah,
only
well,
equip
sell the
one.
broken one.
Well, actually, no. I'd say you probably could equip 2, but you'd probably have to alternate them.
Oh, I just like going
Well,
into
if you want, you can have the
The fixed
Might
one.
be good for range if I need to get near someone.
15 foot.
Yeah. But it's the nice thing with Ayla is she can move up, then use
Then-
it, and then. So if somebody's just out of your range, you could try and grapple.
Or if
them.
something's in the air.
Yeah.
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 Well, yeah, if you want
So
if you
Ayla
wanna-
takes the fixed
if you
one?
look
I'll take the
up
fixed
in
one.
equipment,
It's
it's
in
called a
equipment.
lightning cable launcher.
Pretty badass.
That's very
I don't believe it requires attunement.
And then if
I mean, the Eighth Agora will buy pretty much everything off of you. So
yeah.
what are you smirking at?
Just keep going.
And I guess
Well-
in this time, I'll also attune to the Bandore as well.
Okay.
If we say that we're going to the Aerois to sell, I want to sell the broken one.
Mm-hmm.
Can we pick up the
This takes place over a week, so yeah,
Yeah.
you pick up all your items.
So everyone needs to equip a messenger ring.
Nice.
Messenger ring.
Yeah, I think Mark has already put it in our.
Yeah, it's already in D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah, is this the telepathic
This
talking?
is the telepathic communication.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess if I sell the broken one, 250, if I could spend
A wondrous item.
100.
I believe it requires attunement. The messenger ring.
I don't know whether or not to spend both of it on one thing or.
I mean, you also have to pay 100 gold for Quill and Sentry to do research if you're paying the group
okay.
fund. So, because it's 50 gold each.
Okay, well I'll spend 100 on these two researching,
Okay.
and I'll spend another 100 on Hadar.
Okay, so you're going to get a +1 bonus. So
Hadar.
note that you're going to get a +1 bonus.
What?
Either of you guys want to spend any money? Rhiannon?
Yeah,
Tom?
I'll spend some cash.
Yeah, you got some monies?
Yeah.
How much did you spend?
I have no money.
I think I'll spend 100.
So you get a +1 bonus as well.
Cool.
So what's your normal intelligence modifier?
-1.
So you'll just go to a straight D20 roll. You'll gain a
Nice.
+1 bonus. But you will have advantage.
No.
I've got like no money personally, so
Okay,
like,
all right. So in that case,
Do you want me to give you 50?
50 will cover
mean,
the
we-
base cost.
I've already
Nova's
paid
already
the-
paid for the base
yeah.
cost.
I mean,
you
we
want
do
an
have
extra?
more money. It's just I don't want to spend loads of money on like because we do still have like some bars and loot and stuff. I just
I feel like
wanted
City
to-
Glass is quite important though, and especially with Find the Prime.
Yeah.
Like so we do have in the fund the opal scroll case, which is 200. One ruby statue, which is 150, and then 400 in silver bars. I was just trying to save it for like when we, do this.
Yeah, I mean-
we also have 648.
I wouldn't mind a bonus for City of Glass.
Okay, I'll
How
sell
much?
one of
You can just the trade items. You can just use those as their gold equivalent.
Yeah.
So like the scroll case would just you could use that and have a +2 bonus.
How much do you want? One or two?
Just the one.
Just one.
Just the one, actually.
Okay, one silver bar then for you.
Okay, so you get +1 bonus in your roll.
Nice.
Okay.
TY.
Anything else? In that case, all of you make an intelligence check with advantage.
And wow, a week has just
Not you,
passed.
not
This is
Lucius
the
or
longest jump
Ayla.
in time.
Well, we're going to have other stuff happen throughout the week, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to have you roll this now, and then
Intelligence.
Wow.
What's your roll?
Shit.
Really bad.
One was a 1. Is it
Well,
a saving throw intelligence?
no, it's just
standard.
It's just
okay.
plus your. So for you, it'd normally be -1.
Yeah.
Because you get the +1, it's just nothing. So just what you roll on the dice with
All right.
advantage.
Nice.
So highest result for you,
I'll do advantage.
Sentry. Yeah, with advantage.
Oh, 19.
Okay, so highest result was a 19 for Sentry. Nova, we'll save Tom for last.
Starbane and Zarkira.
Just the one topic, so
Oh,
just
just the
Hadar.
one?
Yep, so it's 1 week, one topic.
Only one topic. Okay, Hadar then, 15.
15 for you, okay. So that's 2 pieces of lore for Sentry, 2 pieces of lore for Nova.
9.
A 9 is just 1 piece of lore.
It's still something, but
so
God damn, with advantage and +2 from the intelligence and the gold.
I will give you 2 pieces of lore.
What am I doing in this time?
Ooh.
1 piece of lore. We'll talk about that now.
Slips of paper. This is true D&D.
2 pieces of lore for Nova. So to roleplay out. So the way this works is the 3 of you spend a week, and you do assist each other, and you spend time. Meeting with nobles of Gusthaven, the various noble houses who have rarer collections of books. You occasionally might have the gold that you spend kind of covers you paying them, a little bit of money to access their stores or their equipment, bribes, gifts, so that you can get access to their rarer collections. You spend some time working with scholars, hiring assistants to literally go through huge sections of the Imperium Archive. This colossal collection of tomes and books and scrolls, and just pouring through them, looking for references to the topics, Hadar, Solvin, the City of Glass, cross-referencing things as you find them, where one book mentions another researcher, you then go and pull out their categories. And all of this takes cost of time and money for assistants and things like that. But eventually, at the end of that week of work, you have gained snippets, collections of information pulled from different sources that you know to be factually true. So that's the other thing with these things. These are not like rumors. These are not things that could be true. These things are, these are true. You've proven that multiple sources, these are facts.
We also had to spend a lot of money on like yarn and boards,
kind of pulling it all together. Absolutely.
Pins,
cigarettes. even little things like buying parchment and books to like make notes in and things like that. You also have to pay to access certain things at the library apart from Nova, but it's all covered basically. So you guys can read through those and you can share with them in character as you wish. You should do it as a group.
Okay.
I'm busy. Don't talk to me, Quill.
But I found some
all week.
information.
I'm busy.
He's doing therapeutic art.
What have you been doing?
Is Lucius painting his ship?
Yes.
It's just literally like with a canvas.
I've gone through I'm just surrounded by paper. No. Next.
I mean, one of these is going to be fine, Lucius.
I've tried to tell him this for a while now. Honestly, just sitting being this guy's bodyguard, I am so bored. I need to switch with someone.
I need another pen and quill.
You've been through 5. You've been through 5. Come on.
No, I snapped the nib again.
Oof.
But
such cruelty to quills.
Smeek is there, obviously.
Of course he is.
Smeek's really bored.
He's a fantastic artist. He does
Is he?
landscapes behind my airships. It's wonderful.
Smeek goes over, he picks up like a brush.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
So talented. No, it's fine, Lucius, it's fine.
I hate it.
Wait, is Smeek actually like doing some good art here? Or?
Let's see how good his art is.
Yay!
What kind of art? I guess that would be a
hand.
Dexterity, I guess.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah. I
Maybe
think it's got a +2 dex. I rolled a natural 20.
He's a prodigy of our time.
Smeek,
The legend of Smeek grows.
He looks at the painting, and you can tell he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's looking out the window at like the blue sky and the clouds, and he's just copying what he can see. But his little goblin hands are so deft, and he can do these little delicate moments where he just like scrapes the paint away, and then he dabs it on a bit, and it's not beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
But you can tell that there is a genuine talent there within, like he's just like.
We could make some money from this. I could he could be
needs
like
to
a street
practice.
performer. We can come and see the magic painting goblin. Like we can make some money here, guys.
True.
Think.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just imagining, this is Kim, I'm just imagining those pictures where the videos where you see elephants and monkeys painting.
It's very much like that. There is like a skill, like he's clearly able to, but it's not art as in he's inspired by something, he's just copying what you can see. But there is a dexterity to his hand and his beautiful strokes. And he just kind of he has to pull over a stool next to Lucy and he paints on his little canvas after him.
Good job, Smeek.
Lucy!
Yes, absolutely. I still don't know.
No idea.
What did he say, Nova?
Nova, you didn't hear him.
What? Hadar? Huh?
She's like got books.
I just got like, so imagine Nova's just a wild look in her eyes, like loads of dust in her hair, and like her hair's looking even more disheveled than ever. And she's just like, just reading.
How did your research go?
We're doomed.
Are we?
Oh, we're doomed.
Now?
Yeah, Hadar. Bad. So bad.
How bad?
Oh no.
What did you learn?
What day is it? Have I slept?
Smoresbury. I don't know what days are there?
There are no, the days aren't named.
Okay.
The days are just numbered. They're part of the cycle of the month, like basically.
It's 3.
Tell us anymore.
Have I slept recently?
Have you? I don't know. You kind of, about a week ago, you kind of ran off to the library and we haven't really seen you since.
Hi, Quill.
Hi. How did your research go? You smell
stink.
awful.
Oh,
Real
I
bad.
smell real bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you got
What?
like some good old eye bags going on there, buddy. You need to like have a nap.
Are books your drug?
Huh?
Are books your drug? That's a yes, I think that's
She's
a
had a
yes.
productive week.
Please
by the
have a
looks of
nap.
things.
Well, she needs to prove it
I'll
first.
research Letterland next. I just wanted to get into Hadar first. Hadar's bad. Really bad.
We're getting yep.
Yeah, so his name is only found in the oldest of history texts, going back to even the beginning of the founding age, the beginning of history. And he's old.
He's super old.
He's old. Siaska referenced him.
Right.
She said, in the dark beyond, it's full of creatures and beings that would consume the light of what I have built here. Consume your very essence into utter oblivion, my children. You are safe here, beneath my light and in my arms, and I will protect you. But beware the darkness of the void, for Hadar's hunger is endless and eternal, and even the greatest man I have ever known has not the strength to find it. That's Starbane!
The Starbane is the strongest man she's ever known. And even he couldn't beat the unending hunger of the void beyond Cradle.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But we're all
If
doomed
I'm picking
anyway.
that up
We're just
right?
going to have a holiday.
If the
Because-
cradle falls...
Speak says yes.
I think that was a yes.
That's yes.
He's just, I am bored. When will food be?
If the cradle falls... bad.
Right. But Starbane was fighting Hadar?
We already knew that.
Right, but that's what I mean.
Conquering here.
So, but why would he want to destroy break the cradle? To get to Aerois? To...
Another planet to fight.
But
the bad.
isn't he then allowing Hadar to get to Aerois?
I mean, you see Starbane, does he seem like the sanest person in the world?
You don't seem like the sanest person in the world.
haven't slept in a week.
I can tell, Ayla.
Huh? I'm sorry, I zoned out. What?
Okay.
It is the 6th of Theron, by the way. It's the month is Theron. The
Theron.
middle month of
What
the
day
long
is it?
night.
3!
6th of Theron.
And Theron is the middle month of the long dark, which is the 3 months that signify the end of the year.
Oh, cool. We're halfway through
And the end of time.
You're halfway
Because
through
we're
winter.
the
doomed!
end of the world. Nice.
I'm not surprised. I'm a little crazy. Stuff I've been reading about her is...
Yeah. Dangerous reading.
Sounds like there's still more.
There's
Like
still
he was
more.
trying to read.
Oh, okay.
Still more.
All right.
Please tell more, Nova. Tell me more. I want to know.
Nice
Please.
segue.
I want to know.
I wonder if I go back to Vortensar, I might be able to find more. Because apparently my ancestors decided, who dabbled in the planar magic, they tried to make contact, and they did make contact with Hadar.
Is it like the time when we accidentally opened some portal and let Starbane in? Did they do that, but with Hadar?
Well, all the high elf scholars and the Ganassi who made contact using planar magic,
Using the illegal magic, yes. Yes.
it's not illegal, it's just misunderstood.
Very illegal.
So they all went mad and they killed everybody, and then fled the city. And the only thing that remained was a message in blood on the floor saying, "The void hungers."
A message in blood. A message in blood.
Good.
Oh no.
I mean, I've never read a message in blood that sounded good.
I thought Starbane was bad enough.
Do you guys believe me now? Do you believe me now?
We didn't not believe you. Can we just make that point clear?
Somebody didn't believe me.
So,
Scully didn't believe me.
well, we can.
Nova, stop eating your book.
Don't eat your
Stop
book.
it.
Don't eat
Go.
your book.
We
No.
can get you proper food and a nap. Please. Put the book down.
I think I need to lie down. We're doomed. We're doomed.
Are we doomed? Oh, well.
And then I'm just gonna fall asleep.
How's the drawing going, Lucius?
It's rubbish! I scrunch it up and throw another one away. Again!
Smeek goes after it, unravels it, starts eating the paper.
Okay.
Nova's just fallen asleep on the floor, by the way. Just completely passed out.
It's Nova here.
Quill's holding his book like, but I have things to share.
Sentry?
Go first, please.
Well, the City of Glass, I found out a little bit about that. A tiny bit, not much, a tiny bit. It used
Nova wakes up again.
Yeah, I literally just said lore. You said lore.
The City of Glass is the ruins of a city that used to be called Kamina. Kamina?
Yeah.
Kamina.
Okay.
And that was a town in the exalted domain of Giselle, near Gisela, which is now called Gisela anyway. Is that a continent? Would I know?
I've mentioned this briefly, and Sentry would know more about this, but in the past, during the war and before the Sundering, the locations of Aerois was one big continent, but it was split up into places called the Exalted Domains, which were like kingdoms.
Yeah.
They would have a ruler called the Divine Sentinel, who was chosen by the gods and blessed with all sorts of abilities and stuff. But then obviously the Sundering happened, all the continents got split up. And the continents kind of took their names from the old Exalted Domains. So Gisela, which is, you visited it once actually, when you went to Imixan in Session 0.
Oh yeah.
The little kind of port town in the mountains. That is on the continent of Gisela, which is the neighbouring continent to Savona. So it's like Gisela, Savona, and then you guys are now over here in, well, Voxar's here, and then Sky City.
Well, yeah, it says near the
really
heart.
going to town on it.
Gisela, near the heart of Aerois.
He's fucked my body.
And it's where
Maybe the Sharpie.
it's where warriors and knights used to train to fight, but it was attacked by a large battalion of the Court of Shadows.
Oh no.
It was hit by an immensely powerful spell from one of Callus's battleships that transmuted stone, wood, and living matter into glass. So it's the ruins of a city that has now been turned into glass.
Oh, that's awful.
But at least we know
But now we know where
somewhat
it is.
the continent where it is.
Continent at least.
And you know what it was called as well. You
Yeah.
know the old city name.
Kamina, the ruins of Kamina.
Ah, good work, Quill. That's awesome.
So that's that. I could have got more, but I kept getting distracted
That's excellent.
by Smeek.
Oh, brilliant. Well,
Tugs on your feather.
Thank you.
Somebody
Pulls
had
one of your
that-
feathers out.
Ow. Starts writing with it.
Yeah.
God damn. Okay,
so useful.
Sentry.
Yeah.
What did you find out?
So I had a read about Solvin. I just wanted to know what happened to it and if there was any way that we could probably find it better. So I've learnt that Solvin was once one of the exalted domains of Aerois. It's a place where guardians are created. Me,
That's you.
it's me. And it was ruled by the divine sentinel Genevieve Astoria and the Astoria family line. It was destroyed and sunk beneath the ocean during the Sundering. However, much of its technology still washes ashore in the Hawk's Dawn and the Starfall archipelago.
Well, that's
Little smile.
that's east of.
I can't say that word either.
I hate that word so much.
Hawksdawn is east of Voxar, and then the Starfall Archipelago is between Al Saraf and Savona.
So, that's cool. And then I also read about Volcanoes as well, because I wanted to know if that was still active and still alive and all good. So I've learnt that Velena herself shaped Volcanoes, and there are many large volcanoes still alive on Aerois today, but historians are convinced that the Dawnbreaker Mountains on the coast of the Hawk's Dawn archipelago are the remains of Volcanoes.
Oh.
So
we have
might
a
be
pretty
able to
good
find
direction
it.
then.
Yeah, and then people say if the Dawnbreaker is Volcanus, then Solvin would likely be found beneath the waves nearby. So if you can find the Dawnbreaker, we could find Solvin.
Underwater adventures. Yeah.
Well,
That
that's
went
not too
well
far.
last
That
time.
That's
actually
not.
is not too far from Voxar.
No.
So that's pretty good.
I can go see my home, even though it's underwater. But I can go see my home.
it's going to be hard to find still.
Yeah.
I mean, on the coast of Hawkstorn Archipelago, that's huge still.
It's massive.
I can breathe underwater now. Yeah.
We can go under together.
I could
Girls
always read
got it.
underwater.
Yeah.
We're good.
I mean, you're going to be swimming for a long time. We don't know how deep this city
No.
is either.
We don't. But it's a start. You know, we're narrowing it down. We're narrowing
Progress.
it down.
Well, we might be able to find... Well, I was going to say we might be able to find specific places where things are being washed up, but that's dumb. Ignore me.
Well, we could if it's nearby anyway.
Well,
then
technology washes ashore
Yeah.
from Solvin.
that could be
in
useful anyway.
The Hawkstorn. So we can look for clues and
Well,
look for bits and bobs.
It's a better idea than we had before.
Books,
Now we know where to
guys.
start.
I told you, books. Amazing.
Oh, they're
Apart
pretty
from
good.
that one
Amazing.
time when I tore them
And
all
just a
up.
point, you guys can at any point, like, if you want to make research on other topics, if you want more information, if you're like, okay, we know a little bit about Solvin, but I want to go deeper, you can do this again. You can spend another week of research,
Nice.
but obviously that is a week of time.
Yeah.
So it's just time when you're not accomplishing anything else. You're just doing downtime stuff.
If we have another week, I will do Redland next.
Okay, sure.
Depending on what we do next now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we still have to?
You don't have to do the research here.
Yeah.
You can go to like any place that has a well-stocked library or historians, like scholars. Like, for example, the Wild Elf clans don't really have libraries, but a lot of their stories are passed down through their elders. So you could, if you found like a group of elder Wild Elves, you could go and ask them about the Lair Land, and then they might have answers. Or the City of Glass, you might be able to find like the Aarakocra Messenger Guild, like they might know more and stuff like that. This is an option you can take whenever you're in a place that you think you can do research.
Okay.
Be cool.
So we've got some time until the airship is done, I guess.
Yeah, you're all together. I'm assuming that you kind of sync up in like evenings and stuff like that and catch up on things. So
we probably need like a list of like places that we are actually trying to go to. A quest log, so to speak.
Sure.
What?
I'm trying to remember all of the tiny little things that we need to do. So City of Glass, or now Kamina in Gisela, that's for the Find the Prime things. Finding Solvin is another one for you. Finding out more about the Leatherland for you.
Who knows?
I guess staying in Gusthaven and figuring out the rest of the El Ernesto. What do we call that? The El Ernesto fiasco?
Yeah, sure. Just trivialize his family's murder, Quill. Great,
yeah,
great job.
El Ernesto fiasco.
Yeah.
It's got a nice little ring to it there.
Valley of Storms to get the weapon and to stop the storms in Voxar, which is wild. What else is there?
I'd like to find
Make
more
sure we don't get Starbane to kill us.
I'd like to find more Tiangong.
More of Tiangong. Helios is also here now. Hi.
He's not with you, so he's still with
Okay.
Yeah, he'll basically, it's when you leave, he wants to come with you to help find other fragments of Tiangong.
Get Valor back.
This is quite a big list, honestly. Are we
trying to figure
doomed
out-
before said list is going to be completed? Probably. Which is the most important?
I mean, most important...
Airship first.
Airship first.
I think I've got a design now.
You think?
Okay.
That I can put forward to the architects.
Well, it's the architects are building the base under the estate. It's Lillian Sprocket Shipping Company that's making your airship.
Is it respectable?
Can we see it?
Yes, it looks like this.
Ooh.
For podcast listeners, he's
has
just
drawn
lifted
an
up
actual
a...
ship.
Jesus Christ! I was expecting
kick-ass
something
ship.
awful.
Holy crap.
It's called the Storm Chaser.
I love
Storm
it.
Chaser.
Nice.
Yes. And so what I've got is the silhouette is kind of almost like a lightning bolt.
Okay.
So the sails kind of cut in and then make the shape of a lightning bolt. The front is almost like a mouth with teeth that goes to a big point. So it's kind of intimidating. I want the colors to be muted so that we can be a bit more stealthy, concealed. See what I mean? But we have painted filigree on the sides.
What
And maybe some
airship
weaponry on-
design mark?
Yeah, what does that say? Mark
18.
18? I'm
Yes.
actually
Only
surprised
18.
it was so quick.
Iterations.
Only 18. By Lucius. Age.
Unknown. But yes, I'll put this forward to them and maybe they'll come up with something. I don't know.
You can go and see them now as a group if you wish.
I genuinely
Yes.
expected this to be terrible, Lucius, and I'm quite impressed.
I'm impressed. And the landscape in the background.
I thought you were
of
going
that
to
is
put
actually-
something really tacky on the front. Right?
Brilliant.
It's also heavily inspired by a lot of things. So the colors are purples, like my family. I don't know if you noticed, my own clothing is purple.
I noticed.
We can have a crest on the top. Maybe we think of a group crest, that sort of thing. Can go on one of the sails in the middle, that sort of thing. And also, it's heavily inspired with the muted colors in the darkness by a dear old friend, Nightfrost, who I think, would be a good motivation to do good by him.
Absolutely.
That's lovely.
He's the shadow in the sky.
I'm impressed, Lucius. Genuinely.
I don't know, what were you expecting?
No.
A terrible job.
No,
Yes.
no, I mean...
Honestly, yes.
After 18 iterations, I did see some of the ones...
I was losing hope, I'm sorry, but I've been in this mess of paper.
There is like piles of paper.
For a
and,
week.
Everything around.
I can't... Yeah.
Well...
Perfection is required for such a grand vehicle of the sky. Can't have any more crashes, can we?
No.
Well, if you want to, you can take that design down to the docks.
Well, I'm sure they'll make modifications based on actual structural integrity and that sort of thing. I'm sure there's some pieces here that need to be modified.
And have you figured out weapons and...
There's a couple of side weapons, but I don't know what they are, so I'm going to have that discussion.
Okay.
Bit of back and forth what they can offer me.
Well, we can all figure that out, I guess.
Yeah, you can all go down there together. The docks of Gusthaven are called Cloud Harbour, or Cloud Harbour District. Doesn't take you long to travel down there, and you begin to see the great masts, the sky sails, the elemental rings of many great ships, all varying in design. There doesn't appear to be a singular design that all the ships adhere to. Some of them are long and sleek, with drifted, like kind of swept back sails. Some of them are wide and thick, almost like warships, with great elemental Ethereum rings that kind of surround them. Some of them almost have like giant balloons that kind of keep them lifted off into the air itself. But the docks stretch along the widest part of the island that Gusthaven basically formulates itself on in the sky. And all of these different docks have been built outwards on using metal and wood to kind of construct a scaffolding out of the side of the cliff itself, outside of the island itself, which just about covers the protective barrier of the weather. So the winds and the buffeting rain and storms things don't kind of get within the docks themselves. There are many warehouses, there are many shipbuilders all kind of stationed around, but Lucius leads you to one in particular. It's a smaller affair with a small dock near one end of the Cloud Harbour, and you can see that as you begin making your way down towards it, you see less and less humans and halflings and more gnomes. Gnomes smaller than halflings. Many of them have very unusual shades of color in their hair. They tend to be muted but strange hues. Dark blues, purples, dark greens, dark pinks for their hair, their facial hair, and their hair. And they cluster together in little groups. They kind of like eye you a little bit suspiciously as they move around, but they're polite and cordial enough. But they kind of stick to their own. And you eventually make your way to a building which is called Lillian Sprocket Shipwriting Co. And you can hear the sounds of banging wood and nails and all sorts kind of going on inside. And as you approach, there is a young female gnome. She has like dusky pink hair and like large pigtails. She's wearing like a leather apron with tools and all sorts at the front desk. And she looks up and she's like, "Why, hello! Can I help you?"
Actually, scratch that. I'll redo another design.
No,
There'll be a whole new
Lucius,
design.
Lucius,
I've got new ideas now.
Lucius, I cannot
She won't
stand
like it.
I can't stand it anymore. Can I just snatch the paper off of Lucius and hand it to the gnome?
She like looks up and she's like, "Thank you. I'm guessing that this is Lucius Elenaster. We had a commission request coming in.
Yes.
All right, I'll just go get my mom." And she's like, "Oh," and she like trundles off and she kind of calls out and she's like, Bellin, come on!" And like you see another little kind of a younger male gnome, and he takes her position in the seat, and he's like, "Hello, just gonna watch the front desk here if you don't mind. There's seats over there if you like.
Okay.
Do you guys want a drink or food or anything?"
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
All right. And he kind of like claps his hands, and a little clockwork table with little legs, kind of like little steam vents, like
It's not a Modron, is it?
It's not Modron, but it is a very similar kind of clockwork design, and it kind of settles down, and these little drawers slide out.
The food spills off.
Drawers slide out, and you can see that kind of in like little wine racks, there are sealed glass bottles of water and things like that, and like little pastries that haven't rocked around too much, and it just kind of settles in place. And then after a few moments, you guys have a chance to get a drink and things like that. Smeek is helping himself, like he's looking at the glass water, like biting it, and can't quite open it.
I'll open it for him.
And he starts drinking.
I think like when Nova sees the food, her stomach just audibly growls, and then she's just like trying
and it's all like little cakes and stuff.
Oh, she's trying to like just stuff him in her face, but like politely, but
like a squirrel.
but ravenously.
Like with your cheeks out wide.
So hungry.
But it doesn't take too long for a older looking female gnome and an older looking male gnome to kind of come out. And you can see that they're kind of holding hands. They're both wearing little rings on their fingers. They both dress quite elegantly, little vests, like smart trousers. The lady has like a really nice dress on, but you can see that they're also covered in like, not oil, but like a little bit of grease on their cheeks. You can see their hands are very calloused, like they've worked very hard. You can see like form calluses. And they look up and they're like, well, hello, you must be Master Elenasto, Sprocket of Sprocket and Lily. And he kind of offers a little hand, and she's like, I'm Lily of Lily and Sprocket.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you both.
Which one? Lily and Sprocket or Sprocket and Lily?
Either works. We don't mind, do we, honey? No, we don't mind, really. Well, we must say that we were quite surprised to get a commission from tall folks such as yourself. Mostly, it's the halfling traders that come to us, but we're very excited by the prospect. It's very strange to have a unique commission for a ship come in. Most people just want a trade vessel these days.
Oh, well, I've heard wonderful things about your airships.
Oh, why, thank you very much. We pride ourselves.
Anywhere else.
Oh, you flatter. Oh, she's so nice, isn't he, dear? It's like, well, I mean, so there's a few things that we need to go over. Now, we have received your initial payments, so we've begun working on a basic frame, but obviously there's a lot of options available to you, and so this is a chance for us to talk and go over those now that you've come down to see us.
Yes,
do you have any ideas in mind, or?
Well, I spent a couple of minutes thinking and mulling it over, and just a little sketch, just to think.
Of course, please, let's see it.
If you wouldn't mind, it's awful. I mean, don't look at it thoroughly. I mean, use your own
honey, he's actually
knowledge.
factored in the Ethereum engines here. That's very interesting. Yes, there's a little bit of design and function, but the sky sail placement is quite applicable. Yes, I very much like the lightning design. It's artistic. This isn't an engineering schematic, but we can see where you're going with Master Elenasto.
Feel free to take.
Now, there are some things we're going to need to discuss. The weaponry placement is not quite right.
Well,
but
I had another idea about the weapon placement.
well, let's hear it. Here, you take this back.
Is it possible? And now I've created a mouth design at the front. Is it possible to have a articulated mouth where a gun could come out the front?
It is possible, yes, actually. The main thing we need to factor is how your crew will access it, and then how it will also be powered or used. Now, this depends. There's a few options that we need to discuss. Now, I'm assuming, judging by your companions here, some sort of mercenary work is in mind, or?
Absolutely. Discretion.
Of course, yes.
Of the utmost importance.
We'll do our best.
Crashing. Absolutely no crashes, please.
Oh, we wouldn't.
Crash-proof. Crash-proof ship. Does that exist? Crash-proof.
The Lily kind of steps forward. He's like, well, dear, I'm afraid there's no such thing, but we do take quite a lot of pride in our work. None of our ships have ever malfunctioned or failed. They have been destroyed by dragons and creatures and sky pirates, but that's really more of a you solution than our solution.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
With the payment I've given you, what scope does that give us for additional features? And that
Well, that's a very good point, Mr. Elenasto. Let me just go over here. So, we've received a payment of 30,000, which means that you are basically, will provide cosmetic features. So we can provide small magical enchantments if you wish to have a certain look or design. Going with a storm theme, lightning crackling up and down the bow, or being able to generate a small fog cloud around you. Not enough to disguise the ship, but to give it a kind of thematic
Is there a
style.
way to emulate shadow as if it is or is surrounded by shadow?
Certainly, it would be purely illusionary and cosmetic, but it is possible.
Yes.
We can also build a weapon into the ship as requested. There would be, let's see here. We'd also, the payment includes hiring of a crew, so we can provide you with crew. Now, we do have some individuals selected for your approval, and we can provide that. Now, in terms of weaponry, there's a few options that we can provide. There is the basic ballistae. Are you familiar with a ballistae?
Yes.
Think of it as a very large
Lucius.
crossbow.
No.
Think of it as a very large crossbow, a large set of arms with a very heavy pull, large bolts that are manually loaded and then manually fired. That's easiest to produce, and we would be able to produce about 4 of those that would be bedecked on the ship. Another option is more magical in nature. That's more of my Lily's speciality. And she's like, oh, well, yes, I'm a little bit of an evocator myself. We can construct an Arcane Cannon. This would be, it would take a few moments to charge up, but then it would provide a very powerful blast of either any kind of elemental damage, so fire or cold or lightning or something like that along those lines, like an elemental cannon. It's a little bit more complicated to fire, but it is more powerful than a ballistae. But we'd only be able to install the one Arcane Cannon. But it would be perfect in a kind of mouth formation at the front of a ship. The other option is a hydraulic ram, kind of a piston, steam-powered based that would erupt from the front of it. Very good if you intend to be very direct, ramming ships or creatures out of the sky.
Sounds awfully barbaric. Also, if we're having lunch at the time in the officer's deck, then that would
It
cause
would cause some problems, I do admit. Yes, that would be
everywhere. We can't have.
difficult to maintain.
So I'm thinking, correct me, and please feel free, this is a group effort. Ballistae sounds more strategically good because we have more options of where they could be fired from.
Yeah.
And a cannon sounds wonderful, and I wish I could afford both. However...
Well, in time you can, Mr. Alastair. I mean, we can always add upgrades to your ship if you bring them back here to Gusthaven.
Oh, well,
the initial payment just covers you for this base model, but we can always add more at a later date.
Perfect. Well, I think we'll go for the... Unless anyone
For
has a good reason for the cannon.
I object. No, I don't care.
Right.
Oh.
Ballistae?
Yeah.
Ballistae's very
4? 2 on each side? Or maybe a rear one?
Generally, we place one at the aft castle, the front of the ship, one at the quarterdeck, the back of the ship.
One either side.
And then one on either side.
Port
yes.
and starboard.
You know your sailing terms.
Yes.
But yes, that's generally what we prefer. Now, most of the time, the ballistae would be used by your crew, which we're happy to help you provide. But we can also offer some training over time if any of your companions here would like to learn.
Right.
I will also be instructing you on how to use your ship, Mr. Alastair. So you'll need to come by here daily for lessons on how to run the ship.
Daily?
Yes, yes.
Right.
We will...
So, I haven't outlined here, however, I would like at least 7 by 7 meters squared of dance floor.
Well, now, I mean...
Are the ballista going to get in the way of that?
There is some limitations you should be aware of, at least.
Also, a full lighting setup so that I can change the mood of the dance at whim.
That is possible, but let's...
I don't think I've ever seen you dance before.
Oh, it's a spectacle, but I require a good dance floor in order to do so.
Well,
7 by 7.
there are 6 rooms in the ship that are yours to decide how you wish
Top
to use
deck.
them. Let's go over them. You will have the ship will always come with a main deck, a forecastle, and a quarterdeck. So your main deck, your aft castle, and your quarterdeck. So the front, back,
I don't need
middle
a
of the ship.
castle on the ship. That would be absurd.
Of course, how silly of us. Oh my goodness, dear. I know, dear, just use me. There's also the officer's quarters and then the captain's quarters, which comes with a ready room, a sort of large table where you can conduct meetings, have dinner with your officers, that sort of thing. That all comes as standard. A large hold for cargo, an Ethereum engine room as well, which will control your Ethereum engine, and then a privy, a bathroom if you need one. There are 6 rooms, which are really yours to design how you wish. Some of the options that we often provide is a medical cabin, guest cabins, a brig, an armory, additional cargo space, a workshop and a kitchen, If you wish to have one of those rooms as a dance floor, you are more than welcome. It's your ship.
I don't want to be contained or feel restricted. I'm very open and like liquid when I dance.
So you could just dance on the main deck.
So what you're saying is a dance floor is not a good idea. Are we all in agreement on that?
I'm in agreement
Not
on
having
that.
the ship without.
Say.
I think we're all in agreement that a dance floor is probably a bad idea.
Dumb. I would say dumb.
Smeek is just basically saying, like, why are we not killing the small ones? And he's like looking at the gnomes, and he's got his halberd, and he's like, nah.
I just gently put my hand on him, while I'm still like chewing. I drop a cake in his face.
I suppose I can use the top deck for dancing at times. It doesn't have to be a bespoke dance floor.
You could dance in moonlight.
Yeah, it could be a good de-stress method.
Absolutely, that's the point.
Yeah.
Request. Whenever you're going to do that, can you pre-warn me so that I can go elsewhere?
It'd be difficult not to be involved in some way because very loud and all. I assume the size of this airship is traditional size.
It is approximately about 80 feet long by about 20 feet wide.
You'd hear me dancing on every floor.
Fantastic. Good to
I
know.
want to see this now.
You won't hear him.
I thought
You're down in the lower decks.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Now the Aetherium engine, I've seen quite a few in my lifetime.
Oh! I have one.
All right.
I've carried it for so long. A whole month. Here.
Oh!
Dig it out.
And you can see the gnomes are like, this kind of large ball and device. How you've been carrying it, I guess, with this plant saver. They look at it and say, well, it's pretty badly damaged. This looks like it survived a crash.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, this is, it's certainly a good engine. We could repair this and use this, and that would reduce some of the cost necessary. We can refund some of the materials.
To help and alleviate everybody's fears of airship crashing, how about we use this as a redundancy engine?
Now, a dual engine system, wow, is that possible? It's like, I have been reading some theories that it is possible. We could build it in, but have it on a separate system that can be disconnected in the case of an emergency. Well, we could do that, but what if we combine the two to give it extra power? Well, we're running a risk there if we do that. And they seem to be going into like a little internal conversation.
From the sounds of it, it's either a choice between speed and power or two engines in case one fails.
I prefer to not crash.
What if it was a fail-safe engine, but at sometimes you could hook it up so that it's a dual engines for a boost?
We could do that, but I think that would actually, we'd need some extra materials. I'd need some additional things, probably to the effective cost of about 1,000 extra gold. We could do that. But it would be risky. Using the secondary engine at the same time as the primary engine would be risky. It's not really been done before, and if you put the ship through any kind of stress whilst using two engines, there is a chance it could cause one to blow.
Stress fractures.
Well, hooking them up as a secondary redundant engine, I think that's possible. That's something we can do.
And this turbo could be modified in the future.
Certainly, something that we could come back to.
Start with redundancy for safety. Get used to the airship, and then once we get cocky, we can hit the button.
List
Red button.
Redundancy engine.
And that will save us from crashing.
Oh, finally ticked that off my inventory.
All right. Now, Master Elenesto, there are a few things that we should go over. Do you have your officer crew decided?
No.
Well, you'll need to. We can provide a first mate. We'll offer you some suggestions, but if you have somebody in mind, the first mate should be somebody that you know you can work very well with. They'll basically take on all of the responsibilities when you're absent, but they're also in charge of making sure the ship runs the way that you want it to be run. You'll also need, potentially, an engineer, a quartermaster, a doctor, and a cook. Those are very essential roles when traveling any sort of long distance. We've prepared a small amount of notes, flip over your piece of paper, on who would be best to run for those kind of roles, what kind of skill sets that they might need, or attributes that they might be wise to have strengths in. And again, we can help provide those positions if you don't have people in mind already. But
can we fulfill these roles?
Absolutely, of course you can.
Does this require training?
Not really. It depends. For example, a doctor, you'll need somebody who is knowledgeable of healing or herbs. Or
we don't have any of those.
A quartermaster, somebody who is. A quartermaster is somebody who is skilled in navigation, who understands weather patterns, can guide you when you're traveling. But also somebody who's good at keeping things in check and making sure that everything, you have all the supplies you need, that sort of thing. An engineer, they'll need to have both a lot of intellect and skill in arcane matters, but you also want people that can do the manual labor of fixing, doing carpentry, fixing any of the wooden hull or the metal stress points. So they'll generally need to have skills in both of those things. In terms of a cook, you want somebody who's good at making food, but you also want them to be personable. You need somebody that the crew can go to, that they can talk to, things like that. But we can provide, if you don't have somebody to fulfill all of those things, we can definitely provide that. Now, I believe that you have access to 1 very skilled professional, 4 unskilled professionals, and then a crew, which are your kind of general, they'll make sure all the sky sails are running, they'll man the ballistae in case of an attack, that sort of thing.
Right. Well, we'll need to have that discussion.
Of course.
And get back to you.
Yes, please. Well, you'll need to come back here. Anybody that you want to have as an engineer, I recommend that they stop by so that we can run them through the process of maintaining an Imperium engine. You'll also need to come by, as we'll need to teach you helmsmanship. As the captain, it's important you know how to fly your ship.
Yeah, very daunting.
Yes, but very rewarding. This is your ticket to the open world, to the skies, to travel as you need to.
Designing it has been a great distraction this week, so I've had a lot of fun.
Good.
With me and Smeek.
It's a wonderful experience. I'm assuming Smeek is the goblin that is looking at my family rather aggressively.
Incredible artist. Look at the background of that image.
The goblin did this.
He did that.
Well, I guess you learn something new every day. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll leave you to make some decisions. We can get working on the ballistae, and with your design, we can begin on the visual appearance of the ship. But in terms of crew, you'll need to have some thoughts. And in terms of the extra rooms as well, like I said, there is 6 potential rooms that you can choose from. So whatever you think you're going to need.
Very well, thank you.
My pleasure.
Looking forward to this. Our very own airship.
Finally, we can get anywhere. All these places I listed earlier, we can finally get to all of them.
Not
without
space, though.
Well, no, but we don't really want to go there.
Not yet.
Who said that?
A voice.
Voiceover.
Hesper. Hesper said it.
Not yet.
In your mind.
Oh my God. Quiet now.
The door.
Quiet. Hesper.
Not yet. So I should turn up tomorrow?
Yes. And if you have somebody in mind as an engineer, then bring them along as well.
Will do. Who do I want as an engineer?
I'm assuming you can go back to your temporary accommodations.
Yeah. Okay, so what are the job roles again?
We need a first mate. Someone that is high charisma. The duty is to be the main liaison between the captain and the crew. So attend to the everyday needs of the ship and generally look after the ship in the captain's absence.
Well, that needs to be in all of our absence, so it can't be any of us.
Yes, so that is something that they will provide you. They will provide you with a first mate, and I'm happy for you guys to design that first mate. And if you want to pick Aerois, you can pick Aerois. If you want to pick another NPC that you've met, if you want to find that NPC and hire them. Or you can just be like, we want a halfling
Number 42.
female, blah, 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 and you can make up an NPC, basically. I'll let you guys make up an NPC if you want.
Torman.
Zombie Torman.
He died.
No, that's son of Torman.
Yeah.
This is his dad.
Oh, I see. Torman Senior.
Yeah.
If you want Torman Senior, you can have Torman Senior.
Where's my son?
So first mate is the only one I would highly recommend you make an NPC because they are to run the ship when you're off adventuring, and they can provide that. Then you have the 4 roles, which is engineer, quartermaster, doctor, and cook. But as part of the cost for the airship, you also get a trained hireling for untrained hirelings, which could also fulfill those roles. Now, obviously, the untrained hirelings won't be as good, but the trained hireling could absolutely be a doctor, a cook, a quartermaster.
But they could take like the roles while we're not on the ship.
Exactly.
Okay.
Awesome.
I feel like an engineer is a very important role. to keeping this thing actually functioning and working properly.
Yeah.
So we need someone highly intelligent, knows a lot about engines, probably carried one around for months.
And strong as well. Like all the parts to be moved around.
Well, it doesn't need to be one person. You could have somebody as head engineer, for example, who runs the engine, and then you could have somebody to help them carry stuff and fix wood and, do the labor, basically.
Yeah. People.
Yeah, you could even have the crew help with that stuff. They won't be as good, but they could definitely do it.
Very intelligent person.
Someone
knows their technical stuff.
Really likes books, mainly.
Just say Nova. Oh my God! Somebody say it. Never. Thank you, Smeek.
Nova?
Actually, I did think about this, and I did write up a sort of curriculum vitae. I thought I'd like to submit it for application. Please consider me. Thank you.
A what?
Oh my God.
She's applying for the position.
She's trying to see it.
No, but this has 20 pages.
Yeah, I just really wanted to do a good job.
I mean-
of applying. I know you've probably got loads of other applicants.
You've got the job.
Oh, thank you.
You're the engineer.
I mean,
congratulations.
There probably were a few applicants. You might need to ask a few questions.
Are you highly intelligent?
I'd like to think so.
Do you
Yes.
feel like you're responsible for providing technical advice and ship repairs and maintenance efforts?
I mean,
And if
that-
not, could you learn about it and be good at it?
That was pages 15.
Did you just ask
through
Nova if
18?
she could learn about something?
He's asking me to ask questions. I feel like it's fruitless.
Are you a giant book nerd who's going to do the best job out of everyone? Yes.
That I believe that's covered in pages 15 to 18 of my CV.
Dear God, did you write all of that?
Yes.
She's
Nova
really
is the
outlined
best
everything.
person for the job. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's
okay.
good.
Okay, I just...
Thank you, Lucius. I won't let you down.
I can carry stuff if you need someone to
Well,
carry
if you
stuff.
do let us down, we'll crash. Anyway, moving on. Quartermaster.
No pressure.
So, a quartermaster...
High wisdom. Now,
I'm out.
I mean, you're literally reading the page, but sure.
a quartermaster plots the ship's course,
Perfect.
studies the weather,
Sounds like
keeps
Birdie.
a check on ship supplies and cargo,
Sure.
and the surgeon and the cook report to the quartermaster directly.
Perfect.
There's a responsibility there as well.
I-
There's someone that's good with weather,
mean-
very wise,
Yeah.
can plot some courses,
Not good with
knows
spells.
land
Knows
very
maps,
well.
probably looks at maps, has a spyglass, probably.
Yeah.
Both eyes.
Do you have a 20-page?
He has a storm in his
yeah.
eye, therefore I think he's the best candidate.
I can see potential courses that we haven't even taken yet.
Oh my God.
I mean, yes.
Quill.
Unless anyone suggests otherwise, this is a democracy here.
Nope. Quill! Quill.
I didn't
Smeek says
write-
Quill.
I vote Quill.
Quartermaster Quill.
Perfect.
QQ.
Thank you, Captain Lucius.
I don't know how to
Salute.
salute. I hit my own face.
You'd rim a salute.
We need to work on that. But next we have the doctor. Who could be a doctor? High wisdom, high intelligence. Attends to physical injuries, illnesses, and general health of the crew.
I mean,
Smeek just looks up at everyone.
I can do the occasional heal, but
I think we need a
You
definitive
heal?
role. Because the doctor could be very useful.
I looked after a princess for quite a while.
Could we make it one of the skilled person?
We have the option to have a highly skilled
Doctor?
hireling. And that could be a
Yep.
doctor.
Yep.
I feel like your responsibilities, Sentry, are greater than that of being solely a doctor.
Okay.
plus it would feel weird if you report to me.
Yeah, you'd have to report
Report
to Quill.
to Quill.
Captain Quill.
Captain.
No,
he's
wait,
Captain.
you're
Quartermaster
Captain.
Quill.
I'm
Quartermaster
trying to
Quill.
remember. Quartermaster Quill.
That's got a really good ring to it.
It does, actually.
QQ.
QQ.
We could just call you Q.
It's time for a little game.
Amazing.
So maybe a specialized
Highly.
hireling for the doctor. And the cook. Is anyone a specialist cook here?
It's funny, like, Nova actually has high constitution and high charisma. So it's like, whoops.
We could give up your engineer role to a relatively skilled hireling, not a...
Yeah, do you want to stop being the chief engineer and be the cook?
I didn't say that. I just suddenly it's funny that that's actually the role I'm more suited to because I'm not strong. But no.
Like I said, the engineer, you don't have to be both. It's just it's useful to have somebody that's strong that you can help with tasks or the
Two
crew.
strong girls.
Yeah.
It's true. Yes.
Yeah.
That are free of their services.
Also,
I'm just gonna help him when there's storms as well, because
hold him.
I think it's good that not all of us have a responsibility on the ship. That we are free. You two are free to roam the ship, and also keep your heads focused on the task beyond the airship.
yeah, and
I
also
imagine that these
at
two
the
are also
other
the
crew.
security team.
Yeah.
These are the
Yeah.
fucking head
They're the
security
wharfs.
team. Yeah, they're the wharfs. Well, there's Wharf, and then there's another
Data.
non-angry Wharf.
Yeah. Tuvok.
Yeah, Tuvok, yeah.
So we need a cook. Does anyone have we come across a good cook on our travels?
Sentry hasn't ever eaten,
I wouldn't be
so
a good
maybe
cook.
not.
Flavors are not my specialty.
Although she does have
Arvel did some cooking,
Arvel was-
but I don't think you can
Rosalina was
hire Arvel as a cook.
amazing.
Rosalina.
She was
Would she want to leave Rose Hall?
My mum's a great
Probably
cook. She
not.
runs her own cafe.
What about the
I mean, that we could
Yeah,
go
have
to.
Nova's mum come on the ship. That'd be kind of amazing. There are, and just as a point, you don't necessarily need to fill all these roles out now. You can be like, well, we'll just eat rations, but that will affect the crew's morale. Like, having a good cook is a very big thing for crew
How
morale.
about we hire an actual cook for now?
Yeah, you can have one of the unskilled hirelings be a cook, and they'll just make normal food. They just won't be very
Be
good.
better than rations.
Yeah.
For now, and I think it's better than all of us being a full-time cook on the ship. I think we've got greater matters at hand.
Okay, so the most important one in that case is the first mate,
what about Sana?
Yes.
Sana.
She'd probably want a lot of money because she's a
Well, so is
actual
Araya.
mercenary.
Araya's a mercenary too.
Wonder if
But
Araya-
You could, yeah, you
They're
could go
both-
and you could try and contact them and tell them
Sana
to
and
come to
Araya
Gusthaven.
Are probably the most skilled
Araya
people that we know.
had a boat, not in this form.
Araya would
but
definitely be the best, but obviously that depends on certain people's opinion on that.
I am quite happy to play Araya so
Yeah.
that you're not like jumping between characters.
Yeah.
like-
It depends if
and
you
then if
want.
if anything happened to Sentry, you would just take control of Araya.
Okay, cool.
So
Question is, that would be a first mate, right?
Yeah.
Araya first mate.
if you want to,
we can ask.
Yeah.
She was highly skilled, and we do know her,
What?
and we trust her.
What about your nana?
I would love to have my nanny on board, don't get me wrong, but I feel like she doesn't want to leave Gusthaven.
There.
She felt a lot more like
Until-
a free agent than the other ones.
I don't think I could afford my nanny.
Probably not.
She's fierce.
She's aggressive.
She could kill me.
She's skilled.
So could Araya.
So
I
could
could.
most.
So could most people.
Yes.
So maybe not recruiting people based on whether or not they could kill you.
I think that's a great criteria,
True.
because I want that person to be on my side and not anyone
That's
else's.
true.
You know?
Yeah.
Let's hire Starbane.
you have 10 minutes to make a decision, and then we're going to take a break.
We have
Get
the...
Hadar, why not?
Why not?
Whole family.
Okay. Captain
Lucius.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
First mate, Araya.
If she wants to, I can.
Yeah.
I can.
Let's
I can,
ask her. If not,
I can send her a message.
highly trained hireling. Engineer, Nova.
Reporting for duty, Captain.
Quartermaster Quill.
Yes. Reporting, Captain.
If we get Araya, we have the highly skilled hireling as a doctor, and then we get a skilled hireling, unskilled hireling, as a cook for now until we find a better cook.
Yes, you can absolutely do that.
And now the rooms. We need to think of the rooms. So I'm thinking we knock 3 of them through for the dance floor. Now,
No.
to begin with, it
No.
could start it.
No,
No.
no,
For morale, I think it's important.
No.
Democracy!
I taught him that word.
Democracy!
That's a big
Very
word.
good, Smeek.
I think.
You can see him just like eating cakes.
So some options are a medical cabin. I think that's important. We need
Oh,
a
yeah.
If you're going to hire a doctor, you need a medical cabinet.
Yeah.
medical cabin is one.
Med bay.
Of the 6 rooms we can have. So 5 left. Guest cabins.
That sounds like a good idea. We are meeting new people all the time.
True. Yes. A brig. Do we need a brig?
That might be handy.
Throw him over the side.
That's awful.
If you don't want to have a full brig, you can just have things like manacles and put them in guest quarters. Like, but obviously a brig is more of a punishment for like crew as well. Like these crew are misbehaving, put them in the brig. But if you feel like you can keep your crew's morale high and they're not going to cause any problems like that, then you could just use guest quarters for like the occasional prisoner. You could just literally manacle
Honestly,
them.
if anyone's out of line, over the side. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah, that is also another option. You can just throw them over the side.
Terrible.
Lucius doesn't say that.
What about a brig dance floor mix? And then That'll get them talking. We just dance in front of them
That's
constantly.
horrendous punishment. No, you can't put anyone through that.
True, it'd be nice.
Tell me everything you know.
As part of the magical cosmetics, you could have like a disco room which is just playing music constantly and like flashing lights.
And it's my one favourite song.
You can use your
on
sword.
loop.
You're in Starman's room.
I think a workshop would be good.
Yeah, for like repairs and
Because
stuff.
tinkering and also, you know,
also
repairing things.
guard-
Yeah, well, a
Guardian
workshop would be more like an arcane / tinkering workshop. So like your repairs on the ship, you can just do those on the ship normally. But a workshop would be more things like for if Nova wanted to start making like weird magical items, if you wanted, or like, you know, you wanted to like start forging weapons or making potions, stuff like that. So like it'd be more of like a magical workshop.
I think that's good. And Nova can experiment with new magical artifacts and items that she's like improving Sentry's laser weapon.
Ooh.
You could have a whole room for that.
What's a laser?
A
Fire
beam,
lance.
fire lance.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we have a kitchen. That's important.
Yeah.
But I think a mess room would be very useful as well.
You could have them both together.
So a kitchen mess room.
Yeah.
So that it allows all the crew to get together at lunchtime, eat some good food, and keep morale high, and talk to each other, and then tell the cook what's going on. We have a good cook that feeds that information back to us.
That's the point of a cook.
Excellent.
Good idea. So that's 4 out of the 6 currently. So medbay, guest cabin, workshop, kitchen / mess.
The rest is up to us. We could have an armory, which of course would hold.
So what that would do is if you have an armory, you could then, when you could buy like, say like because you've got 10 crew, and if you ever get in a fight, that crew will fight for you. So they'll take things. If you spend money on the armory, you'll upgrade your crew's gear. So like you'll give them better armor, better weapons, stuff like that basically. We'll basically factor it. The more you improve the armory, the better combat bonus your crew will have in hand-to-hand combat. Or like close quarters combat.
That's very cool.
I like that. Maybe we should have an armory.
Okay.
Yes.
It seems sensible to upgrade the crew. So that's 5 or 6.
5, yep. And then if you've got another idea, like those were just my suggestions, like you could have a wacky idea and be like, we want to have a scrying room for Quill or a temple to Hesper, and you could build that into it.
Cartography room.
You could have
Library.
a photography room. You could have a
Cartography
library.
library room.
Soft warm room.
A study room.
A soft warm room.
A soft play. Soft play room.
It's
Just like
a furnace.
A padded cell.
If you want to have a soft play room, you can have a soft play room.
With a trampoline.
Yeah.
I mean, trampoline maybe not inside a ship's hold, but you could definitely have like nice soft carpet and bean bags and stuff like that in there if you want. Little ball pit.
I guess like
I
a
want one of those in real
cargo
life.
hold.
You already have a hold. You could have a bigger hold. You could say we want to expand the hold.
No, that's all right. I was just making sure there was one.
Or could we just leave it and then...
You could leave it as a
Like,
blank room.
yeah.
And then just have that built at a later date.
Yeah. Don't need to make a decision now.
What about an emergency exit?
That's just the sign.
If you wanted to try and build like a landing ramp, like you could have like a kind of like a bomber like ramp at the back for like crew to jump out of or people to jump on. Like you can have that.
We want to give someone extra access to the ship.
I don't want to get that close to the ground.
Yeah.
Just saying, if you want to do like cool like adventuring squad jumping out of the airship, like
Like Lila
Dun,
Wars.
dun.
They did that with the tanks. They were the best levels. Sorry, ignore me.
I'm just thinking of Star Trek
Or you can
Voyager
just leave it
whenever they
blank.
made it land.
Let's keep that room as an option, and once we start our travels, I'm sure
you'll figure out
we'll
more
need
stuff.
room
Sure.
for something.
There'll be a
Well-
place where books and maps can go. It will probably end up that way anyway, I imagine.
As a
extra
navigator,
storage.
you'll probably have like things in your room. You can store them for
That's
now.
just
also
my
the-
bedroom.
Oh yeah, do we have like individual?
Yes, you'll have each of the officers will have a room. So quartermaster, engineer, doctor, first mate will have rooms. The captain has his own quarters. The rest of you will be in the hold where the general crew sleep. So you could build more. Well, actually, no. You've got guest cabins.
Yeah.
So you could also have like
Until we have guests.
you could have like Sentry and Ayla stay in the guest cabins until you have guests, and then you'd have to.
We'll make the guest quarters extra soft.
Could I
You could build more crew quarters as your spare room if you wanted as well.
could I sleep in the engine room? Like, I don't know.
If you wanted to, then you could give
Right,
up your
so-
officer cabin.
Loud engine.
Because then there's a free room.
It is
for-
quite loud, but yeah, you could try.
It's like white noise.
Could I ask, Voxar,
Yes.
the city way to the north, what was that called? The one that we didn't go to in the end. It was like the main city. There was a druid there, I think.
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Begins with a K, doesn't it?
There was like an airship dock there, wasn't
It's hard. No.
Why do you ask me these
I
questions?
have it written down somewhere.
Or like,
It's in my notes somewhere.
I guess the nearest
I'm
dock.
just gonna try and find it.
What if we had a room which had
It wasn't
another
it
ground-based vehicle? in it?
something.
Katavar?
Katavar, yeah.
Katavar.
Katavar.
Katavarg, yeah, that's it. Katavarg.
Quick question. Sorry.
Yep.
You know how we had wyvern armor made and sent to Arvel's house in Goldthrone? How long would it take for him to ship it to Gusthaven?
Depends how much you pay, really. You could have it like teleported here for quite a lot of money, or you could have it sent by Messenger Guild, which will take more time. If you're gonna wait for Aerois to arrive, it's probably gonna take her time to get to Katavag and then teleport circle to Gusthaven, which you're probably gonna have to pay the costs for. I don't think Aerois is gonna have the money to do that, but you can pay for it. You can just basically like, we'll cover the teleportation.
She can sell the potions she had.
How much
Or
would
the shield.
Would it cost extra to get a teleportation circle in that other room?
So teleportation circles, the way that they work is, I believe, to make them permanent, you have to cast it once every day for a year.
Yeah, it takes a really long time to make them.
Yes. So that's why they're very rare.
So wait, what's the plan for Aerois? Because I just wrote down like a sending message.
So you'd send her and basically say, like, go to Katavag and get a teleportation circle to Gusthaven.
Well,
Or you could just say, come to Gusthaven.
I said, I've got exactly 25 words here.
Yep.
Aerois, it's Quill. We've got an airship. Want in? More adventure, more loot, maybe revenge? Let us know. Pick you up in Katavag. Okay, bye.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, you would send somebody
Okay,
to go
bye.
and get her, basically.
Okay, bye.
No, I use sending to tell her directly.
Yeah, but if you're meeting her in Katavag, I guess you would.
Yeah, we're not going.
You need the first mate before you can really set sail.
Damn it.
She needs to come to
Well, I
Gusthaven.
changed the message to come to Gusthaven. See you, bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Every day for 1 year, and it costs 50 GP to cast it.
TY.
And you need it's a 5th level spell.
BB.
Yikes.
So teleportation, it is something you could do in the future though. If one of you, like I think Quill or maybe Lucius can learn teleportation circle, and then you could build it onto the ship.
That'd be cool. So, I mean, like,
And you might be able to expand the ship size. Like as you rank the airship up, you'll actually increase the amount of rooms you can add, kind of like base building in XCOM, where like as you upgrade the ship, you'll have like extra slots you can unlock.
That's so cool.
You might even be able to get like extra planar rooms where it's just a door, and you go through it and you're in an extra planar room.
Dimensional rooms.
Yep.
That's very cool.
I've asked Quill to send a message to Arvel asking if he's a good cook. And also, did he get our armor?
Okay, sure. Yep. I mean, it's going to happen, but just as a point, Arvel is a owner of a very, very successful trading company. I don't think he's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to come become a cook on an airship.
Yeah, it's
Fine,
the same
fine.
as like Rosalina as well. Like,
I mean, Rosalina owned a tavern. It's a bit
Yeah.
easier for Rosalina to go like, yeah, sure, I'll give that up for these people I met
Is
like
it?
for 2 days.
is
It's
it?
just-
Like I said, maybe. You'll need to convince her.
All right, all I've done is sent one message to Aerois.
Okay.
Okay.
But seriously, how much would it cost to teleport that armor? Messenger Guild armor.
So basically, it's the same cost as a person because you're basically paying for the courier to be teleported. So probably 500 gold.
Yikes.
Yep. Teleportation circles are pretty expensive. They're generally only for nobles, super wealthy merchants who are just like, I don't want to wait. Teleport me!
Amazon Prime.
It's cool, we've got an airship, we'll just go there.
What about Messenger Guild?
Cheaper, probably around 50 gold, but it will take like weeks to get here.
I've got a Messenger Guild card.
Yeah?
Yeah, gets me
Black
free.
card.
You want? So is Quill going to go to the Messenger Guild?
Yeah, no. No, actually, no, you're right.
Yep. Thought I was.
Don't worry about it.
Actually, that
So-
reminds me.
We are going to take a break. And then when we come back from the break, I guess we will assemble the rest of the crew. Because
Yeah.
we've got some hirelings to hire. Yeah. So it'll take Aerois a week, basically, to sail to Katavag and then teleport circle.
I can do more
And well,
research.
me and Ree will talk about whether she accepts as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Storm Chasers assemble!
Storm Chaser. The airship has a name.
Wait, did you just say Storm Chasers? Did you just name our group?
Storm Chaser.
I don't know, did we? Did we just name our
Did we?
group?
Let's just find out. We'll see you after the break. See you in 5. Welcome back to Aerois.
Whoa. Weird.
We just lost my Shilikumes, and we're back in the game. The party are making some important decisions about their newly named airship.
Yeah.
The Storm Chaser. Lucius's airship, Captain Lucius, has been dictating who from the team will form part of the crew.
This is our salute, by the way.
What, just middle of the face?
Okay.
Sure.
Jonk. And roles have been assigned. We have Engineer Nova, Quartermaster Quill, with Ayla and Sentry being a sort of security team / helping everybody else with everything
Lifty.
else.
Yeah.
Lifty squad.
Lifty squad.
Lift boys.
The gnomes,
I'll do these ones.
Sprocket and Lily of Sprocket and Lily's Shipwriting Co. Are working on the ship. But there are hirelings that you have to decide from as well.
Correct.
Also, over the course of a week, as part of the payment, Lucius, you gain proficiency in air vehicles. As you are taught how to command an airship.
Damn.
You now know how to helm an airship.
Cool.
So you have proficiency when you make a helmsmanship check.
Custom skill?
It's a custom proficiency, so it's not skill.
Custom skill.
Oh, you can do it as a custom skill, I guess.
That's awesome.
So you are proficient in it, and it would be... Would it be intelligence?
Thanks, D&D Beyond.
It'd be dexterity based for helm.
Okay, so it's
Damn it.
called airship.
I've got proficiency in land and water.
Yeah,
vehicles.
it's air vehicle basically.
Air
Not
vehicle.
air vehicles.
Yes.
I like that our ship is immune to poison and psychic.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Can't mind control.
Can't mind control the
Ain't
ship.
got mind.
It's also immune to being blinded, charmed, deaf, and exhausted, frightened, incapacitated.
Look, stat blocks in
paralyzed,
D&D
poisoned,
have a
prone,
format, okay?
Stunned and you unconscious. Can't go unconscious.
Nope.
Well, you could probably knock out the
I,
engines.
that can change if you ever make your ship sentient. Then it would become...
Oh my god, a giant guardian ship.
Oh my god!
I am not going to say it is not possible.
Show me what you've got.
An airship to be a ship, but then it just has two tiny legs.
Legs, yeah.
And it just walks around.
Runs across the
Or what
land.
about little arms? They're just like.
Well, like swimming through the air.
Just for expression.
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't have
perfect.
to have arm and legs
That's
to be
incredible.
sentient. It could just have like a mind, but no.
Like computer.
Yeah, but
Hello,
we-
computer.
But we
Hello,
want to give
computer.
the airship eyebrows so it can express emotion.
Expression
Expression motion.
Oh, he's sad. You can tell with his eyebrows.
Yeah.
Anyway, so during the week, yeah, you are basically taught how to man an airship. And you also send a message to Aerois. Aerois responds. I'm not going to do the exact word because I can't be bothered to work out 25 words.
Yeah.
But she agrees. She agrees to come and be first mate aboard your ship.
Cool.
It will take her about a week. So by the time you finish your research and the airship's finished construction, Aerois will have arrived ready to take on
really
her responsibilities.
Make sure that that's nothing offensive to anyone.
Yeah, let's
in
do that.
existence
What, the
before
middle
we-
middle salute thing, yeah. Let's not decide on a salute just yet until
Let's
we've
do
done
the
the research.
Rimmer one.
The what?
Rimmer?
Really long one.
Rimmer?
Yeah.
Oh, what,
From
the
Red
rotate,
Dwarf.
rotate.
Smack
Bam.
in the, yeah.
Okay.
Solid.
You are sent a message one of the mornings that you are to attend for lessons that Lily and Sprocket have arranged for you to meet potential hires for the crew, both for skilled positions, unskilled positions, and then the positions of crew. When you arrive, you are taken into one of the larger kind of warehouses of their shipwriting company, and Lily kind of takes the main activities under her wing. You are all basically like brought chairs and things like that. And then various people are brought in to meet you. It's less of an interview and more of a, they're coming in, you get to ask them just some questions, and they'll tell you a little bit about themselves, and then you decide if you want to have them on, take them on as your crew, basically. So remember, you have 1 skilled hireling, 4 unskilled hirelings, and then you have 10 crew. You can also, if you decide you don't like anybody, you can just be like, we just want to make up our own, and then you can make up your own, and then we'll have those. Or if later on you want to hire NPCs that you've met, you can also kick these people and say like, we no longer require services, fired.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
a
move
captain job.
Yeah.
You can fire people, right?
First mate.
First mate.
Yeah, sure.
Aerois can do it.
Get out of here!
Get out of my ship! Boof!
This is Storm Chaser! Food.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Firing, yeah. Okay.
Lily is leads you, and she's like, well, would you like to meet the? Well, we have the skilled individuals first. Would you like to meet those?
Yes. Do we have a line of questioning that we want to ask them?
Yes, I mean, we're looking for a doctor.
But I mean, with the things that we might potentially face and the jobs that we are doing, do we want to make them aware?
Of the dancing.
Of the dancing
And the danger.
The danger.
Well, to a
I feel
point,
like-
because we're giving people that we're not hiring information.
Yeah.
Very true.
Okay,
So we'll allude to it
sure.
without saying anything, but saying everything.
We are trying to save Aerois from dangers beyond your comprehension. Is this
A
something?
bit patronizing.
No.
We've already crashed one airship. Do you want to be on another?
That sounds like a good way of. Yeah. We just want to make sure we don't get the weak-willed.
Lillian's like, well, I can shorten the list for you. I have 4 potential candidates for the skilled position. So if there's something you're looking for in particular, I can cut some people out. Or if you have things that you're not looking for, I can cut some people out.
We need someone who's not scared of a little danger.
Yes.
Well, a lot of danger.
Nobody that we've approached would fit that. We know that people that travel aboard airships, especially mercenary type jobs, there is a certain expectation. So you don't need to worry about that. It's more skill sets, or also, we don't judge our clients' work. But if you are going to be particularly, shall we say, morally ambiguous?
We don't do illegal stuff.
She just holds her hands up. That's something that there are some individuals who perhaps might lean more towards certain areas.
Everything we do is for the right reasons. We may just go about it in a fashion beyond the law.
All right, okay. Well, I think that I can definitely cross one out of the list. Then he's a little mercenary in his approach. Now, do you have a specific position you're looking for?
We're looking for a doctor.
Oh, well, I have a healer who applied. I can bring her in if you'd like to meet her.
Now, in the past, we've died.
2 of us specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell who?
No. But also, what do you mean you died? You
Died.
You mean you were dying?
Died.
No.
Fully dead.
Beyond the cradle.
All right.
So we need a doctor to undo death.
I mean, that's not possible. Doctors don't do that.
Well,
high-level priestesses or things like that do that.
Yeah, the point.
People that have the favor of the gods do that, or magical, super powerful beings do that.
Okay, well, let me rephrase. We're going to be putting ourselves at death's door. And we
Right.
need someone to deal with things as close as death as possible.
Well, I mean, she is a trained healer. She can, mend injuries and heal wounds. But also, it's
a broken heart.
They are there to help provide difficulty for mental trauma. But it's also not just about you, Captain. It's also about the crew.
Okay, he's dead.
If your crew get cuts on their hands or, fracture their wrists whilst performing their duties, you need somebody who can take care of that, right?
Right.
Without necessarily always relying on magical healing.
and
Loss of body parts. They're good at that.
They will have some ability to deal with that.
would they be able to do this in the midst of combat?
Yes.
Perfect.
But they won't be. A doctor is not necessarily a powerful priest or a powerful spellcaster. These are people that know medicine, that they know how to treat diseases, that can help you recover from grievous injuries, outside of the battle. But they can do, magical healing if required. They can also brew things like potions and antipoisons.
Oh, we need that.
We need that.
Yeah.
A very good person.
Well, once you meet her,
Yes.
and then you'll be able
Yeah.
to decide for yourself. All right.
So,
By the way, it was Sentry and Quill who died.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with a guardian. I never met them before, and they appear to be made of metal and stone, so and wood.
It's believable, I know.
Sure.
She could tell the whole time.
Okay, before she comes in, professional. You need to look professional.
How does that look?
Just sit straight and look We don't want. First impressions are very important.
I'm just going to pose really awkward.
Speak.
Quill.
Blankly at you.
Quill.
Sit.
Sits.
Let's
Quiet.
not be artificial.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
This person is going to be stuck with us for our entire journey.
Don't worry, I'm a delight.
She's a.
I think it's important that they know who,
Kind of what I'm worried about.
who they're going to be dealing with.
I would
and
be.
whether
Okay, sure. Okay.
They can handle us.
Okay.
Lily leads in, and you see her very tall, probably over 6 feet. A female orc woman. She has dark greeny, kind of greeny blue skin, so kind of very oceany kind of green. She's wearing very traditional orc robes, so kind of like a long skirt with like a halter neck crop top. And you can see she's covered in tattoos that depict all sorts of various fish, plants, islands, waves, all kind of like covering her body. She's kind of got long, long brown hair, and you can see that she has like a belt with various pouches and components and little things down there. And she kind of steps in, she kind of looks around, smiling. She's got quite prominent tusks. And Lily leads her in, and she's just like, well, okay, well, this is, I'll let you do your own introductions, but here is the captain and his associates. And she looks around, and she's like, oh, it's good to meet you, Captain. My name is Greylana. I'm a healer.
Captain, Lucius Virion Elenaster at your service.
Oh, well, do you prefer Captain Elenasto or...
Just Lucius.
Very well, if that's what you prefer, yeah, sure.
Yes, okay.
I keep slipping accent.
No, yes.
Good to remember, it's more like this, okay.
Titles are only important when you need to understand their profession, right?
I guess so.
Otherwise, it's informal.
All
We're
right.
all equals here.
Well, that's good to hear. Sure. Do you have any questions for me, or...?
What's the worst thing that's happened in your life?
Well, I think leaving my home, leaving behind my family, and...
She's hired!
Hang on.
I'm sensing that there's something deeper going on, but I'll answer some questions.
What brings you to the airship crew life?
That was the question I was probably expecting the most. I'm traveling to learn.
I think I need help.
I'm traveling to learn. I want to understand illnesses, madness, disease, so I can fix them. My people, if you don't know, orcs can sometimes suffer from something we call the glint. It's a kind of madness that takes over, exacerbates greed, it diminishes empathy, and I think that it is curable. I think it is a physically curable disease. It's something I'd like to do, and I'm not going to learn that in my little village floating on the waves. I need to get out and see the world. And I know a few things about healing and fixing things. So I figured that this is a place where I can be useful.
Bless you. Is there any more? That's
a lot of sneezes.
That was a lot.
The Air Ganassi does seem that she might have a small minor illness that I can perhaps help with, but...
I gone bright red at the point. I was just like, don't worry about me. You're beautiful.
I have a question.
Of course,
We have a problem. A problem.
If you were given an insurmountable amount of wealth, suddenly,
all right,
what would you spend that money on?
I would send the vast majority of it back to my home, my village, help them. They can always use new supplies. The floating villages have a lot of problems that we need to deal with, but I would probably fund it into research and study into illnesses that can be shared, set up a system where I can help people across Aerois, send out care packages, that sort of thing. And
the airship's in a free-for-all. What do you do?
Find the senior officers to find out what I'm supposed to do, or if I know what I'm supposed to do, go to where I'm supposed to do it.
Quill comes in with a broken leg.
All right.
It's very likely.
Okay, well...
He broke his jaw like a week ago.
Yep.
Well, if we have the supplies, I have magical means of fixing that, but I can only do it once in a while, per month. But if necessary, if we do not have access to magical healing, then we would need to splint it, set it into position, bandage it. As an Akrokra, then I'm familiar with some of your physiology. It will require a little bit more specialist binding and splinting, but it's possible.
The airship's spiraling in a a hurricane.
This seems to be that you are encouraging that there is a certain element of dangerous flying that we will be doing.
The skies...
But you're performing very specific surgery on Quill's leg.
Yes.
Are you able to do so under a stressful situation?
I like to believe so. I've never been in that situation. I can't promise anything, but I have faced a great many dangers on the sea. I don't think I'm particularly weak-hearted. Yes, Eganassi.
How do you feel about books?
The books are not very common on the seas, but I've read a number of treatises on medical processes and things like that. I've tried to be a good study where I learnt, where I could.
What do you think you bring to our airship that other doctors cannot?
World experience, primarily. I've traveled a lot. I know a little bit about everywhere on Aerois, really. But also a pragmatism. Us orcs, we're very realistic people, and so I'm very blunt when I speak. I speak truth, and I am fearless. I'm afraid that's what I think, anyway.
Any other questions from anybody?
Some of you have been quite quiet. Guardian, I mean, I'm amazed, quite honestly.
Oh, thank you. What's your favourite thing to do?
Well,
It's a default question.
Yeah.
Well, I occasionally sew. I quite like sewing now and then. It's a bit of a hobby. It's a way to wind down, but it also helps me practice my surgical skills. So I feel it is a good way of utilizing my time. Yes, wild elf.
I'm being polite. I put my hand up.
That's very good. You're a delight.
Most dangerous situation you've been in.
We were attacked by a number of very large dire sharks whilst we were out patrolling a reef once. I remember some of the warriors in our flotilla. They were busy trying to fend them off, but one of them reached up and grabbed one of the newer ones and tried to drag him beneath the waves. So I, quite foolishly in a sense, I dived in to try and grab him and pull him free. Had to punch the shark a few times to get it to let go, but managed to get it free and then dragged him back up onto the boat.
Brave.
Try to be.
Another scenario.
This is a lot of scenarios, but sure.
One more scenario. Your quartermaster and superior, that would be me.
Very okay.
His mind has been taken over.
Right.
And he is pointing a gun directly at his captain. How do you deal with the situation?
Please understand, I mean this in no disrespect. I'm pretty sure I could knock you on your rear.
And you were willing to do that?
Well, of course, yes. If you are threatening the captain and your mind is not your own, I know that you are not in control, I would restrain you.
What if the captain's threatening the quartermaster?
Same circumstances with magical control, then I would do the same thing. If he's not in control of his mind, then he's not acting as he normally would.
Whatever it takes to control the situation.
Well, I feel like I don't wish to harm anybody if they're not acting themselves. If there are some malign influence is betraying them, then I don't wish to harm them, but they can't be allowed to harm others.
Thank you for your time. You will receive a response in 5 to 10 working days.
I was told that I would find out this afternoon. It's all right, dear. We'll cover that. I think the captain might be a bit mistaken, but we'll come back to it. All right.
Do we have to write a note or something?
I think we should hire her.
Well,
we should meet the other contenders first. We can't just hire one.
She looks really highly skilled and she's got a good heart and strong.
Yes, and you fancy her. It's that much is clear.
You're blushing.
You go
You're
bright
so
purple.
bad at hiding this.
Would you like to meet some of the other
Yes,
candidates?
please.
Let's just make sure she's the one.
All right.
By comparing her.
Well, I have two more that I can introduce you to. One is more of a engineering background. He's another gnome.
Right.
And then the other one is a dwarf, and she's more of a chef, a cook.
Okay. Okay.
Would you like to meet either of them?
Yes, please.
Which one?
In that order.
All right. She returns with a male gnome, and he has a beard, like a little goatee that turns into a spiral, like a little coiled spring.
He's hired.
And a big kind of curled moustache as well. But he's bald on top. And he looks old. He looks like an older gnome. And he kind of comes in, his eyes shuffling and kind of darting all around. He's wearing very tattered, dirty, worn-looking clothes. And he kind of comes in, and you can see Lily's like not holding his hand like she was with the large orc, like leading him in. She's kind of standing like a little bit to his side. And she's like, all right, well, introduce yourself. And he's like,
Yes!
Sid,
Hello!
can you do the thing, please? Thanks,
Sid, can
Pat.
you get Trot's food? Thank you. He looks around, he's like,
Yes, the name's Merkel Windytop. Ethereum engineer and refiner from here in Gusthaven. Why, you're all a strange-looking lot, aren't you? A very bizarre little collection. High elf, a wild elf, a Varicocra, a Ganassi, a guardian, and a goblin. How very peculiar.
Is that a problem?
No, it's just odd, isn't it? Of course it's odd.
Well,
Very strange.
I suppose a strange team, but
Yes.
okay. What are you applying for?
I was told that there was a position for a skilled individual aboard an airship.
And what skills?
Well, I'm an engineer, my dear. I understand magical technology, Ethereum in particular. I worked as an Ethereum refiner.
I gave you the secret
No, that-
and everything.
I didn't prepare these people. I don't know.
I did ask if you wanted to meet him.
I'll tell you what.
How long is your CV?
I've been working in the Ethereum industry for 50 years.
No, where's your piece of paper with your, details on it? Curriculum vitae, mine's 20 pages.
Nobody provides those, girl. It's ridiculous.
I believe we are misunderstood. Clearly, you are destined for a much greater airship than ours.
Well,
so we don't want to waste your time.
I mean, but I know that
You don't seem to be very coordinated.
I know.
No, this is our first time.
Oh, how ridiculous.
Well,
Very well, though. We all need an experienced engineer.
that's true.
True.
As much as I trust Nova,
Well, we need to think about morale of the group.
It's fine.
And
She's literally huffing right now. She's just.
It's fine.
are you willing to go into very dangerous scenarios with this airship and potentially provide repairs as the airship is crashing?
That is the point of an engineer.
Right. Now, what dangerous situations have you been in before?
None. I've worked in a factory. I suppose there's been a few factory incidents before.
We've crashed on an airship. in the
Yes?
past. It's likely to
That doesn't sound like you have a very good pedigree for flying an airship, does it?
Well, we weren't flying it at the time. We were
Ah.
How have we been in an airship crash?
sorry,
Do you want to do it now?
I'll have it in a bit.
it's the food again.
I feel like we need somebody that's not as good looking as you because it's quite distracting. Did that work?
Strange, but I'm not interested. But I suppose, thank you.
I don't know how to put him off.
We would be going against potentially threats 24/7, all the time. There'd be repairs day and night. Would you make yourself available for that?
I would require sleep and food at some point.
Sorry.
What's the one thing that really, really frustrates you in this world?
Incompetence.
What about dancing?
I do not mind dancing. I would not partake in it.
I'll be honest, if he hates incompetence, he's gonna hate us.
Yeah.
How do you feel if we were to offer you the job right now? How would you respond?
I would say yes.
Right.
What a very strange question. How else would I?
I mean, just wondering, would you be relieved that this is the team you would end up working for?
No. But a job is a job.
True.
It is true.
This is more than a job. We are facing things that you won't even comprehend.
I find that highly impossible. I find that highly unlikely. I can comprehend a lot of things.
I'm sure
Name
you
one.
can. Well,
An irritating Aarakocra.
Oh, okay.
You can see Smeek just like rocking back and forth, desperate to say stuff.
What about the deepest, darkest evil lurking on the edge of space outside of the cradle?
Nova.
It hungers.
Nova. Smeek, what do you have to say?
Your
Smeek,
Aerois is insane.
Smeek, what do you have
Oh, I can't translate that. That was-
It was along the lines of like, fuck this stupid gnome. I don't like this old gnome. Can I
Smeek
kill him
says-
now?
Smeek's been very rude.
He's like standing up and he's like got his halberd and he's like,
I think we've all had enough questions, unless anyone else has any further questions.
No, I think it's just a question of when Smeek's gonna just run at him, so I think it's...
50 years in the Ethereum trade.
yes.
Are you worried that your standards have been burned into you and you're not ready to adapt to new situations?
No.
Why are we still asking questions?
I just want to be sure that he's not the right one.
What made you stay in that industry so long and not want to be on an airship sooner?
Money.
What do you think about books?
They are useful tools of learning.
Thank you very much. We won't take any more of your time
Good.
ever again.
Goodbye. He just turns and leaves.
He was a real jerk.
Should I bother with the last one, the chef?
Yes.
Yes, please.
All right.
We'll make it quicker.
She's much more personable than Merkel. I'm sorry about him.
Okay.
He's known in the circle, but us gnomes are trying to give him a break and give him another job. But she returns
They
and
just
she
want him out the factory.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to be attacked by a pirate ship, and we'll like look across, and in like the engineering room, we see him.
Just like flipping the bird.
You!
I know you, irritating Arakokra. Fire!
Crazy air ganassi.
Millhouse Manastorm!
Oh my God, he was.
He was. So Lily brings in the third candidate, which is a female dwarf. You can see her, she's got a kind of like low set, but very athletic build. She's actually quite nicely dressed. You can see that she's wearing kind of very elegant, form-fitting clothing. She has like a dress with a kind of split up the side and kind of makes her way in with a straight back and kind of very prim posture.
Is it Rosalina?
Dwarf. She's a female dwarf.
Right.
She has like, her hair is like piled up and kind of kept in like a tight bun at the top of her head. And she comes in and looks around and is like, howdy, hello everybody.
Hello.
Captain Lucius, Viren Elwin Elanaster,
Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
and my crew, Quartermaster Quill,
That's me.
Quartermaster.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Engineer Nova,
Engineer.
Freehand Ayla,
Ayla.
Freehand Sentry.
Sentry, a guardian. Very nice to meet you. And who is this delightful fella?
Security Smeek.
Very nice to meet you, Security Smee. My name is Shakara Gildenheim. I'm here for the position on your ship, skill position.
Lovely. And what will you be bringing to our airship?
Well, I'm a trained chef, not cook. I've been working here in Gusthaven for some time in the various cuisineries, and I'm very trained, but I'm looking to explore the world a little and get out there a little bit more, so.
To what end?
Well, I grew up in the Court of Gold Throne, as you can probably tell by my accent. I'm from Savona.
It's adorable.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. But I learned a lot about cooking, and but not much else. So I decided to travel, and Gusthaven's been a delight, but it's not enough. I want to see more. I want to taste new flavors and visit new places, that sort of thing. And I figured, what better way than to do that aboard a ship?
The sort of cuisine you could put together. If we're limited on resources in our airship and say we make a stop somewhere with completely different exotic ingredients, are you willing to work?
Of course, that's what I hope to do. I mean, I know quite a lot of cuisine from all across Aerois, and I love experimentation and trial and error, so I might subject a few of you to some taster meals at some point if it's an ingredient I'm unfamiliar with, but I think I can work with it. I think I can work with something, even with limited supplies. You'll be surprised at what you can make.
Okay.
I think your job is one of the most important on the ship, and therefore loyalty and trust are prime factors.
Of course.
You'll be raising the spirits of the crew among being a connection to us as well.
Well, I mean, not to sound too mercenary of it, but if y'all hiring me, then that's my loyalty. I'm more than happy to work for you and tell you what the crew say and everything else. That's the point of a job, is it not?
Absolutely. Scenario time.
Yes.
Right.
A fight breaks out in the mess hall,
Yep.
and you're the only one there with a big spatula. What do you do?
Well, I inform whoever it is that's fighting to immediately stop, or there'll be trouble. And if they decide not to, well, I'm not going to get involved, but I'll get anybody else who's free to come and break them apart, and then make sure captain or first mate is informed, so they can be punished accordingly.
Very good.
The correct line of responsibilities, yes.
Would you hit someone with the spatula, though?
If my life depended on it, of course. If I have to defend myself, I sure will. I mean, I've been on the road a few times in the lowlands, and we've had brigands and all sorts attack us. And, well, I'm a dwarf. I'm a Landscar dwarf. I know how to use an axe or a mace if I have to.
Now, if you were to describe your kitchen, and obviously on a ship it would be a galley, in one word, what would that word be?
Oh, organized. I'm very, very organized in how I manage things. I like to have everything where I want it to be and where I know everything's going to be. And if I've got anybody helping me, they're going to be put to work making sure it all goes in its right place. Can't be doing with a messy kitchen.
One of the top deck crew comes to you and they're relatively low intelligence and they really didn't like their food and they come to you angrily and with complaints. How do you handle that situation?
Well, it's quite simple. I tell them they can feed themselves or they can eat what they get given.
I like that.
Theoretical situation.
Yes?
Starbane's back, and he's amassing a big army, and we're going to go fight them.
Theoretically.
I'm sorry, you... perhaps I've misunderstood. You mean the mythological... The figure from Aerois' history, the tyrant.
But, yeah.
He comes back to Aerois, and y'all go and fight him in your airship.
This airship will be right at the front line.
Yeah, front line. The leading force.
We're just trying to put the most dangerous situation possible in your head to see what you do.
Yeah, theoretically.
It's obviously impossible. It's never
crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess... I mean, I wonder why I was there, I suppose. Why y'all didn't just leave me back somewhere else while you went off to fight.
We bring Starbane onto the ship and we're having a fine course meal. What do you cook him?
A diplomatic meal.
Well, I'd present a fine dish, like a feast banquet, the type I'd serve noble in Gusthaven, I suppose. A fine roasted meats, honey glazed vegetables. I'm afraid that I would treat him no differently than a noble of Aerois. Let me put it that way.
Let's calm down the scenarios a little bit.
A little.
Just a smidge.
Okay, I got an easier one. What do you think of books?
I mean, I read a lot of cookbooks. And fiction.
How about?
Fiction? Okay.
How about?
I'm partial to the odd romance novel, I must admit.
I can work with that.
How about specialty dishes? For example, we all have our own favorite meals. Sentry here.
Yes. I mean, I didn't know Guardians. Y'all eat food or?
Oh, we can choose to if you want to.
Oh, I did not know that.
Don't need to.
But could you provide just a slightly warm plate?
Yes.
He sounds perfect.
Perfect.
Could be a cup as well, though, doesn't it? You know, you get the choice is yours, as long as it's warm and in my hands.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
An actual scenario this time.
Okay.
Not a crazy one, don't worry. But we've been traveling for a very long time and supplies are running low. We have very few rations and various foodstuffs around, but the crew are getting angry. They want food. Who do you give it to?
Well, I mean, in those kind of situations, from what I understand of traveling and what I know about ships is officers need to be eaten first, and then it's up to the office to decide who gets food after that.
Did you say officers need to be eaten first?
Of course I did.
It's the accent.
Need to eat first.
Okay, obviously we have the whole crew eating the officers.
Everyone calm down. We've carved up the captain.
Yeah, you're already
on the menu.
I have one.
I'm a microwave meal.
I don't think you can be eaten. Like, anything that can eat you is pretty impressive.
We'll eat the ship first.
Yeah.
I have a final question, unless anyone else has a question.
No, please, end it.
Obviously you're not going to be cooking and being behind the galley all the time. What do you do in your downtime?
Well, feeding a whole crew does take a bit more time than you might think. I mean, 3 meals a day, that's quite a lot of time in the kitchen. But outside of that, cleaning, making sure our supplies are all up to date, liaising with, I think it's the Quartermaster, make sure we got enough food and supplies to last us any journeys that we need. And then outside of that, generally, I expect I would talk with the crew, make sure everyone's doing okay, and provide any feedback that I need to, or pass any messages to the captain?
Going back to Ayla's point, you will need to use your utensils as a weapon because we do have a goblin very ravenously hungry. And he will eat all the supplies.
Well, he is a very special little fella, but he won't get my kitchen. Dwarf, just remember dwarf. We've been dealing with goblins for a long time.
Very well. And you're fine with Smeek being on board?
Of course. I mean, I'm assuming if he's traveling with y'all, he's not some bloodthirsty, ravenous beast.
We have no idea, honestly. I mean, yes, no, he's fine.
Thank you for your
Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time, y'all. Scoots back.
She's never going to cut it. Also, no mention of the S word.
Wait, what do you mean she's never going to cut it?
Word.
She's way too nice.
Exactly, that's what we need.
No, we don't.
Well, did you, any of those three take your fancy in particular?
Two of them.
The orc.
The two of them, yeah.
Not the gnome.
No, the middle guy.
Sorry.
No, I understand. Merkel is he's a fella. He's
he's
a funny one. But sure, so Grey Lionel, the orc, you're interested in hiring her?
She's wonderful.
Can we not hire them both?
I believe we have.
I mean, it's difficult. That doesn't fall inside your price range. You could, but it'd be extra money. That's out of your own pocket.
I believe
we cover the recruitment fee for the initial crew.
How much money?
I mean, you'd need to discuss with her, I suppose.
The salary would be expensive. I believe the orc would be more all-round useful.
She can hold her own.
Yes.
All right.
Such a
The cook was a really nice person, but I worry that she got a bit freaked out.
Adorable.
Yeah, but she wasn't going to hit people with this. The spatula question got me. She wasn't willing to just hit them with the spatula immediately. She was going to just come and report it. Like, yeah, no,
I can see Smeek getting in there all the time.
Yeah.
I personally think we should go for the cook, but
why is that, Quill?
Well,
Quartermaster Quill, you have the table.
Okay.
Just practicing. I'm practicing.
That's very good. Thank you, Captain. I think that we need someone there to make sure that morale is an all-time high, and I think she's the one to do it.
I can do that. It's fine. I'm great at that.
I think we need someone else. I'm
starting to swing your way. Though saying that, the first person was also very, sociable and lovely.
Sentry's like the purest thing on the world ever. Look at her. She's very personable.
She is a peacemaker and keeper.
True. I just think food.
I'll back you up though.
Just so out of game knowledge, it's not just the cook who's responsible for morale. It's also captain and first mate as well.
Yeah, but I just mean like
the cook is like almost like they're in there like amongst the commons and they hear stuff and then they report it to the captain.
Like the real stuff rather than like the captain. Everything's fine. I fucking hate that guy.
I just think if everyone has got, for long journeys potentially, the best food they can get, it's better than, well, anyone could wrap a boo-boo.
You know what I want to do, Quartermaster Quill?
Maybe you should try it sometime.
I mean,
Wow.
you can't really enjoy food if your jaw is broken or you've bled out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a me problem.
We can just wing it, right, with food. It's not.
You said wing.
We've done it so far.
we can arm it. I mean, we can wing it. I mean, we can handle it.
Just eyeball it.
Can't even handle it.
We can just cut your wing off. I mean, get food.
Cook the bird.
I think we could.
Anyone else hungry?
We could find a suitable chef on the way. Maybe Nova's mum.
Well, don't forget, there are some unskilled folks still to meet. Now,
That's true.
I've only got 4 of those, so I'm just going to introduce you to all 4 of them at the same time.
Make them fight
Mark's
for it.
like, for the love of God, hurry up.
All right, so I'm glad that this is the kind of session it's going to be.
No mention of starving.
I said theoretically.
It was a wild
It was
theoretical.
too far.
It was a bit of a curve.
It was a
I was trying to
curveball.
think of the most dangerous thing.
Hadar has ended. What do you
You
do?
did also
Who's
hint
Hadar?
at that.
I said theoretically. They've got to be ready.
Don't say the S word.
And clearly
Or the
she's
H
not
word.
ready.
None of
You
those.
know what's bad is when that news gets out, that
Yes.
person knows that we knew before, and then that could spread,
Yeah.
and they could be like, are they in there? What's happening with
No,
them?
because we've always said that we're against them.
We didn't
Not to that
really.
person.
We just said, what would you do? We could have been gathering
That
information
person's
for
a
him.
stranger. We've got
Yeah.
to be careful.
Lily is just standing there smiling awkwardly, but trying not like...
And when Hadar comes,
I just think we should tell people about it.
Theoretically, nothing, of course.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. No.
Lily, we're ready for the 4.
All right, let me bring those
I think
in.
it's unfair to call them unskilled.
Well, yes, but they are not professionals. They're not experts at their jobs.
Right.
They are skilled. They're good folks.
I mean, neither are we. So.
She goes back and she brings in the following people. One is a kind of not rough, but definitely a toughened looking human woman, maybe in sort of like her early 40s, so a little bit aged, but not like, getting on in years. Tough, like athletic looking. You can see that she has like a longbow with her and like a quiver of arrows, just a backpack of stuff that looks to be like pretty much all she owns. Looks like a rugged sort, like kind of like who travels around and hunts game and that sort of thing. She's introduced as Penny Maywild, is her name. Alongside her, there is a guardian.
Oh.
A tall, lithe-looking guardian, androgynous, so no predominant male or female features, just kind of a very, non-binary kind of form. Who you can see very similar to some of the guardians you met before. They have multiple eyes, kind of going up in like rows, like kind of on their head, almost like like arachnid eyes. They kind of slightly wrap around their head. So all these different gemstones. They wear like leather armor, and they just kind of stood very passively, just kind of looking, like not even looking around because their eyes just kind of swivel around. And you can see there does appear to be some military markings etched into their body. So you can see like, and essentially you'd recognize this as platoon, unit, and domain. So it recognizes where they're from. And they served for the continent of Jakesh, basically, the domain of Jakesh, which is another continent. There is also a young man, and what strikes you about this young man, he must be about 18, 19, but he has a visible like golden halo behind his head, like a kind of golden light. His eyes are like golden light. His irises are like a golden light that slightly glow. And he's just wearing like loose clothing, and he's just smiling brightly, looking around. He's an Asimar, guys. He's an Asimar. Right. He's not Jesus.
Awesome.
He's not
He's
Jesus.
gone. Swallow it.
Asimars have things like halos and stuff like that.
I almost spat that one out.
It's like the pot noodle all over again.
But he looks very happy. He's just smiling. He's called Lancian. The Guardian is called Lookout. And then there's just a little halfling man, and he's got like a little vest with suspenders on and little breeches, and he's just stood there and he's like smiling around. He's got like big lamb chops.
Did I fight him?
No.
He's come back.
Oh my god, first mate.
It is not.
I would hire him as first mate.
Do you even remember his name? Because I don't.
Chauncey.
It was Chauncey. But this man, he's got like a little beard, and little kind of like short hair, and he's got like little freckles over his big wide nose. And he's just looking, but he looks just like a commoner. He like, you see no weapons on him. He just looks like a bloke. He just and his name is Howard Swiftwhistle. And she introduces them all.
Sire Howard.
Whistle real fucking fast. Then.
So there's only these four. So if you wanted these four, these would take up your thing.
Hello,
so we have 4 unskilled, right?
You have 4 unskilled.
So we have to hire them all.
Well, you don't have to, because you could make up your own. Like you could after the section if you want to make them.
We're taking them.
Are we? Can
Executive decision.
We should talk to them.
You should talk to them.
Oh my god.
Right.
What?
Crew, line up. They all kind of like shuffle into position, and you can see the woman Penny. She kind of responds quite well to the order and is like, "Yep, stand up straight." Lookout snaps almost into a military kind of like posture, like a soldier. Howard doesn't really know. He kind of like looks at the others and then shuffles back.
I love Howard. Let's just hire Howard.
And Lancian is just like, "Oh, cool," and then he kind of gets into position and like enthusiastically salutes.
Oh, amazing.
I love them all.
Perfect. We'll work on it.
And Captain Lucius Viren Elwin Alanaster. Repeat that back to me, Leon! And I point at the robot.
Lookout.
Guardian.
The Guardian looks at you and just turn, like you see the eyes kind of swivel and lock in. Greetings, Captain Lucian Viren Elwin. Such a name. That's Mark tripping up. I don't know what's wrong. Like mine's tripping over my words today.
You're fired.
So bad.
I've been doing it all day.
Greetings, Captain Virian Elwin Elanasto. I can't remember your full fucking name. Lucius, that's it. Fucking, I don't know.
Did she say that?
No.
fucking, I don't fucking know.
Schizophrenic guardian.
And then just basically looks at you and says,
Oh,
She's got
no.
She did the squeak line.
It's Tom. Like, you fucking sit in this chair, Tom. You fucking sit in this chair every week, talk for 3 fucking hours, and not cock up a word. You fucking do it, Tom.
Repeat this back to me. Okay, Captain Luke, you're gonna
Fuck this. Here. Fuck's sake. I talk so much during these adventures.
Oh my god.
You don't say half as much as what I do. I know you make fun of the naps next, that's fine. But sometimes I stumble over my words. I'm not happy about it, Tom. I'm a bit embarrassed about it. But you get to have a good fucking laugh, don't you? Good fucking laugh. Oh, Mark.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
Oh my god.
Okay, let's get back.
Look at
him, I can't look.
I think we're gonna need to take a break or something. Holy crap.
Fine, you can compose. That's fine.
Let me just clean my glasses.
God!
Fucking hell.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's got to be the worst.
Oh my god!
Ow! My stomach hurts so much.
Oh my god. If people don't find that funny, that is the most awkward 5 minutes.
Oh,
My name is Lookout.
Oh my
Cut in.
god! I need a pretzel.
And it is my duty to be your captain, and we are looking out of all 4 of you. It's likely you're all going to be hired, so congratulations.
Oh, there's
At
like
an
a
order.
look of like.
We need good people on board, so if you could all have a little think at the moment, I'm going to give you a moment to describe yourself in a single word. Because we have...
Howard is like.
I don't fucking know.
Lookout just raises its hand, like immediately.
Okay, go.
My name is Lookout. I served as a lookout in the Guardian Forces. My job is to keep an eye on things.
And your single word to describe yourself?
Lookout.
Perfect. That makes sense.
Yes, it is a word.
Penny, the human woman, just kind of like snorts like a. Nice.
Okay, and you, Penny.
This is Quartermaster Quill. So you'll
She salutes Quartermaster. She's from the Lowlands.
Our salute is this, by the way. It's you put your hand on your nose.
All right.
Such as and
Quartermaster.
We'll make sure it's not totally offensive first.
Let me Google that.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. So one word.
Tough.
Interesting.
Turf is in grass or?
No, tough.
Strong, buff.
Right.
Sturdy.
Not turf.
Tough.
Not turf. Tough.
Right.
Oh. Oh.
And the rest of you?
Lancian is like happy.
Right.
No. I don't know. Eager.
Indecisive.
Yeah.
Eager.
Happy.
That's a good word.
Happy and eager.
Eager.
Kind of cheating a little bit.
Howard just looks at you, panic. Howard. Thanks, Howard.
Okay.
What?
Not everyone. What are your individual talents? What is the one thing you are all? What do you all excel at?
Penny just kind of smirks. Is like fighting beasts, dealing with troublemakers, dealing with thugs, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure people ain't causing no trouble.
Okay.
That's probably much what I'm good at. I'm pretty good handy with a shot with a bow too. Used to be
What
a bit of
about
a marksman.
huge ballista?
Why do you think I signed up for this thing? I want to fire me one of them.
Yeah.
One of them things.
You want to be at the front?
Yeah.
Under command? Or
Of course, yeah. I used to serve in the Harvest Guard back in Savona, so.
Okay.
And what are the rest of you? What are your skills?
Lancian is just like, Well, I'm an Asimar, so I got a little bit of, I can do a little bit of healing, but also I'm happy to do anything. Like it's amazing. These airships are just so cool. I think they're the best thing ever.
Yes. Wait until you see the engines.
Yeah, like I want to learn about engines. I want to learn about ropes and knots, and I want to learn about firing ballistas, and I want to learn about maps. I just want to learn about everything.
Willing to learn more.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could show you the engines.
Howard.
Yes, sir?
What's your individual... Fantastic. Good job on the salute. What's your individual talent?
Well, let's see here. I'm a pretty happy fella.
Mm-hmm.
And always used to good with jokes.
Okay.
Good at making people laugh.
Okay.
Tell me a joke.
Why did the owl fall out the tree?
Why did the owl fall out of the tree?
Because he got shot. See? Told you I'm good at making people laugh.
I didn't expect it.
No.
Exactly.
Turn it
Comedy,
around.
humor's got to be unexpected.
Yeah.
But I make a good stew.
You do?
Yeah.
Can you make a stew for a whole crew?
How many's that?
15 plus.
15 plus.
Never done that many, but I probably could.
3 times a day.
I mean, do you want stew every day? I also make a good breakfast.
Right.
Sausages, bacon, tomatoes, all of that.
Perfect.
Can anyone do that better in this lineup? May I offer better culinary services?
I do not eat, Captain. I am a lookout.
Let's
Do
say.
you like warm plates?
I have not experienced a warm plate.
Oh, so it's not.
you're in
Sorry,
for it.
I just wanted to see if it was across all.
Can we get him a warm plate though?
I'm sure we
Absolutely.
can let him try it. Yeah.
Look out, I have a sensitive question.
Of course, Quartermaster Quill.
How old are you?
I am approximately 4 years post my creation. I was shut down very early, created near to the end of the Sundering War.
Okay.
Unlikely to go feral.
Well, yes.
That is true, Captain. I am not anywhere near my end of lifespan.
Sorry to talk about it, but it's an important question.
I understand. It is an important part of my race's construction, as I'm sure your fellow guardian here has informed you.
Oh yeah, she's close. But
I'm sorry to hear
we're going
that.
to extend it.
Yes.
Wow.
It's like something I would have said. Sorry, Sentry.
Sorry, Sentry.
Lancian is like,
It's okay.
not to interrupt, but like I haven't cooked for that many people before, and I don't know if I'm better than this guy, but I could try.
You could definitely try.
You could assist him, perhaps.
Yeah.
Learn the ropes.
I'd learn how to make your stew. Will you teach me how to make your stew? He's like, oh, I guess so. Yeah.
You probably need a hand to begin with. There's going to be a lot of people.
A lot of potato peeling.
I mean, yeah. I can peel a good potato.
Okay. Now, with our scenarios of everyone we've seen today, here's one scenario.
All right.
Pirates.
Are you asking me or everyone?
Everybody.
All right.
And I want your individual answers on how you deal with the situation.
Okay.
Pirates are attacking the ship. They're raiding the cargo.
Oh, no.
Okay, they're planning to take all of our treasures.
What?
Meanwhile, a wizard or a sorcerer on the ship has cast something to take control of my mind, and I am pointing a pistol at the captain.
Quill, I'm a little...
I'm ready to fire. Now, our cargo is being taken. The captain's life is at risk by one of the fellow crew. How do you deal with the situation?
Howard looks terrified and then just looks and goes, I jump in front of the captain!
Okay.
I deflect his body with my life!
Right, that's a method.
Lancian's like, yeah, me too, I do that as well.
Do you? Okay, right, okay, what about...
And then I heal the halfling so that he doesn't die.
No. This isn't a shared scenario.
But we're all here, we're all the crew.
No, true, but that's how he'll deal with it. How will you deal with it, Jesus?
Jump in front of him.
I'll
jump in front of him, but then I'll hit your hand and knock the pistol out of your hand.
Interesting.
And then I'll pick up the pistol and I'll shoot the wizard.
Okay. And look out, how will you deal with this?
I will observe and then likely take an expertly aimed shot at your arm to disable you.
What about the cargo?
Unfortunately, I would leave that to other members of the crew to deal with, as it would likely suit their specialities more than mine.
Okay, and finally?
I gotta say, the Guardian's got a pretty good point, but, well, things like wizards, right? They have to concentrate on spells and things. So if I shoot him, maybe you get control of your mind back, and then you don't shoot the captain.
Oh, she's smart. She's real smart.
Okay.
That's what Harvest Guard used to teach us anyway. If we had to fight,
Brawn and brains.
So you're willing to...
Some, at least. I try.
So you're willing to save the tide of the battle over treasures, cargo, and your own personal storage?
Well, the way I see it is this. If the ship goes down, I'm probably going to die.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, we all are.
Exactly. Ain't no much use in gold and treasures if we're like crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want that.
True.
Is that possible? Oh yeah, probably.
Well, not with all of your assistance. Hopefully.
Right. I'm really good at potato peeling.
Great.
You're going to need a lot of potatoes.
All right, know it. Okay. Dad used to grow potatoes, so yeah, could do that.
Books. What do you all think about books?
Penny is like, I ain't really read much of them. Don't read much. Lookout is like, I have read several treaties that were provided to us during our stay in the military, but not much. Lanson's like, yeah, I love books. I love those adventure books about like pirates and adventurers, like and knights and stuff. They're really cool.
Of course you do.
And then Howard is just like, quite like romance novels, me. Love a good detective mystery as well. Love them.
Okay.
Murder in the Sky Seas. That's a good one.
Thank you all. You're all hired.
Yay! Yeah! Lancian's like high-fiving people and stuff.
Welcome to the Storm Chaser. You will be representing us all.
That's
excellent.
Definitely the salute until we verify it.
They'll do it. And then he's like, oh, right, well, come on, everybody, come on. It sounds like we'll start working out your paperwork and get your first pay and stuff organized. All right, Captain, we'll provide you with all the lists and we'll have them ready to go when you need them.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Just one last thing, which is, now I have 3 options for just general crew. These would be your kind of unskilled folks. There's three groups that I've hired now. Each one has a liaison. Keeping track of 10 folks is probably going to be a bit much, so I just brought the liaison to meet with y'all to represent their factions, all right? Anything else you want to know? Any questions so far, or...?
No, I'm enjoying this.
You've been observing this entire thing. Mm-hmm. Are the questions we're asking absurd?
Yes.
Okay.
But I figure that y'all are quite absurd folk. I don't know why I've suddenly gone southern. But you all seem to be very strange folk, so if strange questions need to be asked, better you ask strange questions.
Okay, I'll take it as a compliment.
All right, now the 3 groups that I've got for your general crew, there is a group of beast walkers. They're a little, I don't want to say the word violent, but they're definitely less civilized than most folks. But they're strong, they're fast, and they seem pretty loyal if given the right opportunity. The other group are a funny lot. A bit of a strange request alongside their payment. They're called the Mummers. They're a group of traveling performers, but also mercenaries. They've worked on a few airship crews before, and they're led by a sister of Siana, an acolyte of Siana. They have a request where if you dock in a city or village, that they have some time to leave the ship and go and perform around wherever they are and spread the word of Siana and perform plays or songs or whatever they do. So they're called the Mummers. And then the last group is, she's a strange lady from here in Gusthaven, but she comes highly recommended from some other airship captains. Her name is Lady Celia, and she is a daughter of House Perel, one of the noble houses here, but she's not really. She's kind of, I don't know if there's a female equivalent of a bastard, but the same thing. Had a father who's in that noble house, and then a human mother. She presents this very elegant, refined noblewoman, and she calls her crew her attendants. But they're a pretty tough mercenary lot. They've worked on airship crews before, but they tend to find that their presentation is more sophisticated nobility. It tends to throw off anybody that would give them any trouble. Mm-hmm. So a strange group, but those are the 3. Is there one you'd like to see first, or?
What are we thinking? I'm a little put off by the last one.
The first group are called the Wolf Pack, by the way.
I like those.
They sound interesting,
fun.
but also could be unruly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The last ones seem like they almost have a setup of their own and potentially could
disagree
with us. But that's an assumption based on a description. We haven't met them yet. The middle, the mummers, they sound fruity.
Sound fun.
They sound fruity.
Are there any mimes in the mummer? Are any mimes?
I believe that some of them perform clownery and things like that. Yes.
Mimes creep me out.
I don't know. I'm at a loss. What do you reckon?
Wolfpack.
Wolfpack.
I can bring them in. You can.
Yeah.
Could potentially be the most useful, but we need to make sure that they're not.
Wolfpack, please.
Okay. She brings in a woman, and you've met Santa before as a beast walker, so you know that they're mostly humanoid with animal traits and features. The woman she brings in is dressed in rough, dark leathers, furred kind of boots with a kind of grey furred mantle around her shoulders, and her long, shaggy grey hair kind of blends in with it, giving her this kind of wolf-like mantle that kind of goes down her back almost like fur. You can see a kind of tufted pair of ears sticking out of the grey furred hair, and these wolven lupine eyes, these yellow kind of eyes, and then like a very sharp fangs kind of sticking out of her teeth. And she kind of steps in, you can see serrated short swords at her side, and she kind of looks in, and you can see her back's a little hunched. She's kind of sniffing around as she looks around.
She's all lycanthrope looking.
No, she looks humanoid. So like Santa,
Just
where
with
it's
the
like
eyes.
humanoid features. They do have like a very slightly bestial nose, like a flattened nose. But it's very slight. It's like, if it wasn't for the ears and the fangs and the eyes, they look vaguely humanoid, but they tend to have little, slightly more bestial features. It's not like Santa, who had like digitigrade legs and huge fucking ears. Like, she looks a bit more humanoid than Santa. But she comes in and she's kind of sniffing around, and she looks up, and she walks kind of hunched, very coiled, ready to spring. But when she gets near you all, she kind of relaxes a little, and Lily's like, this is Kamara, and she's the liaison for the wolf pack, the crew I mentioned. And she looks around, and she's like, hi, I'm Kamara.
Hello.
Kamara.
Hi, hey. She looks around. So is there something you wanted to ask me?
Yes. Who out of all of us is the captain?
She looks around. Not the guardian. They tend to be more servant, follow orders kind. The Ganassi looks a bit too slight. There's a smell of parchment and ink and papers. Maybe a navigator or some sort of scholar. The Arakokra. Strange. Lots of blood on this one.
My own.
Poultices, herbs. Not sure. Maybe another navigator. He's got a smell of open air.
I've literally got a compass and a spyglass.
Did you lose the spyglass?
They're not obviously visible, though, are they?
Mansion.
I think
goblin?
you did. You did, yes.
Shit.
She looks at Ayla, and you can see she kind of grins this wolfish grin like, I wish it was you, but I don't think it is. So I'm going to guess you, Mr. High Elf.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Well dressed, you'd have the money to finance something like this.
Doesn't necessarily mean I become captain, but you're right in this scenario.
Good.
So what can your crew,
my pack,
your pack, do for us?
We're strong, we're fast, we know airships pretty well. I've worked on a few before. We're loyal, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, no mutinies, no...
I mean, it depends. If you try and bring harm to me and mine, we're gonna have a problem.
Well,
you respect me and mine, then we'll be good.
We will absolutely respect you, however, we will be going into very dangerous territories.
Of course. That's what you expect. Guessing we're gonna be dealing with pirates and monsters all around, right?
Yes, that sort of thing.
We like a fight now and then.
Do you like stew?
Sure, we'll eat what we're given.
You keep saying me and mine and you and yours. We're not looking for two separate factions on the ship. We want it to be one united faction. We're all working together, not two separate peoples.
Maybe in time. For folks like us, my kind, it's hard for us to accept strangers into our packs, our families. The pack isn't just a group of individuals, they're my brothers and sisters, aunts, cousins. We've worked together a long time. Now maybe if we work together, we can build into that, but to start with, I'm afraid that we'll be a hired crew that will work for you, and we'll do what you tell us. We'll go where you want us to go. But it takes time to build that trust. If that costs me the job, then so be it. But that's how it is.
I respect that.
I think it's fair.
Anyone have any questions? That's
I got a question. Exactly how much trouble are you expecting to get into?
all of it.
Lots.
Tons.
Are you pirates? You going after traders or?
No, we're doing the right thing.
Interesting. Good. It's nice to know.
Just a lot of people like to try and stop us. The bad guys.
Everybody thinks that they're the good guys. Whether you are, we'll see.
I don't think I'm a bad guy.
Well, as long as you're willing to take responsibility of your crew and listen to us, and there's no conflict of interest.
I can tell you now that the pack, if I tell them to do something, they'll do it. They'll never turn on me. And if you keep my respect and we can work together, you'll have mine. That's the nature of a pack. She kind of like looks at Ayla as if to say, like, you understand. Like, she like nods at you.
Speaking of conflicts of interest, what are you not willing to do?
Kill innocents.
Okay.
I don't like killing people that don't deserve it. If somebody picks up a sword and fights back, then they're fair prey as far as I'm concerned. But somebody that's not looking for a fight, I don't want to kill them. That's kind of where my line draws.
And then no harm to you or yours.
Well, just don't disrespect us.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of that being Beast Walkers. Lowlanders distrust us. They think that we're just savages. And folks up in the Sky Cities just think we're simpletons, beasts, better off down on the ground. So I'm looking for people that can respect us for what we are.
I get that.
We'll just hide away
Well,
on an
they'll say it's so
airship.
popular.
Okay, thank you. I think
Thanks.
that's everything. We'll be in touch.
I'll wait to hear back from you. Thanks, Captain.
You're
Kind of
well.
like, she doesn't salute, but she kind of gives you a deep nod.
Kamara.
Kamara. She kind of like hunches back and begins prowling back. If Lily wants, Lily will bring in another one. But
They get a lot of crap, Beast Walkers, but it's like the Wild Elf thing. Like, we both get given a bad rap,
Yes.
but
They also could
they're
draw
trustworthy. They're
unwarranted
good.
attention.
I mean, so do we.
Yeah.
I mean, we do,
Either
but
way.
the design of the airship is to be discreet.
But they're just regular workers, most likely not top deck, I imagine.
They're also strong.
there'll be a mix on top deck and below decks.
The thing is, as well, if we hire the performers, mimes, they're going to draw a lot of attention as well because that's what they want to do, perform. And
They will go out and maybe
And they're probably
talk.
really weird.
Also,
Mimes.
we're
Don't trust them.
We're preparing all of the crew for a lot of danger, and the most capable would be the Wolfpack, I imagine.
I do think we need a bit of muscle.
Yeah,
What
they can
about
hold
the
their
last pack? We've not talked about them.
Lady Celia's entourage.
We can meet them.
I'm kind of leaning towards the wolf pack.
Kind of a very brief discussion with the other two.
Sure. Yeah. We won't fully roleplay it. The Mummers, you meet with Sister Glenda, who is their leader. She is a halfling woman, quite young actually, very similar to Rosalina in sort of like dark curly hair, very, very smiley, very happy, but is very insistent that her and her crew have time to go out and perform for the people and spread the good word of the song Heart Sayana.
I asked if
They are not particularly strong looking, but they are very quick and nimble. They're all mainly halflings and gnomes.
are they sworn to secrecy.
I mean, as in like,
Anything they hear about our pursuits, are they then going
I mean, they say yes. You don't know how much of that is true.
like insight?
Devious.
Sure, I can say.
19 plus. Insight.
There is something about them where, when you're speaking with the Sister Glenda, it's like, there's something about her which is mischievous. And you're like,
Okay. Unlikely.
you're not sure how trustworthy she is.
I don't think we're going to go for multiple.
We should have used insight this entire time.
the first roll of the
So
Okay, and then we'll talk to the noble.
So Lady Seatler's entourage is almost comical in that she is brought in on her own, but like 3 of her crew come with her. They set out a chair, they put like a little blanket over the chair
No.
for her. She like sits down and she's
No
like,
way.
yes. And but you can tell that although she's putting on airs as this like, oh, I'm a noblewoman, hello, it's lovely to meet you. She's also like, you can see like quite thick muscles like beneath her dress. You can see that she keeps like a long rapier on her side.
And it is just putting on airs. It's like you get the impression that this is a woman who has learned to fight dirty, who has probably engaged in piracy and smuggling, but is also like, I keep up this look because it throws people off their guard. Like, nobody would ever suspect me of being able to gut them like a fish. And that's the impression you get from them.
And I'll be asking questions like, are we doing menial tasks?
Yeah, they'll do what she basically, she makes, the only request she makes is that she has her own quarters, a guest quarters for her, because she is a lady. But she basically says, anything I tell my entourage to do, they will do. Doesn't matter how menial, they'll do it.
And you do realize you answer to Quartermaster Quill and the rest of this crew?
She basically explains, she's like, I understand that I and my team are in a position of subservience. You give me an order, I will give them an order, I will report back to you. That's how my services work. Right. So she's almost like you're almost like a contractor. Like you'll hire her to hire her group, but they'll answer to her and then she'll answer to you.
Can I do an insight as to the likelihood of her overthrowing the entire... I think we're going to go for Beast Walkers, but it feels like...
They seem very loyal as well.
What do you reckon?
Yeah. They seem like if you can earn their trust, they'll be 100% loyal. But they could also be a little bit harder to control. You've got to make sure their morale is kept up, because if they turn on you, they look like they'll be quite nasty in a fight and stuff.
Quite like that challenge.
Okay.
Like catching a dragon Pokemon.
If we succeed, they're going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for a long time, Dratini's garbage.
We got to read some stuff. So we're gonna go. You want to go with Wolfpack?
Yeah. Wolfpack.
Did you? And you wanted to hire? Did you decide you wanted if you wanted the doctor or the chef?
I think the doctor.
And then you could have Howard as chef.
We'll confirm it for sure next.
Yeah, we'll confirm it for sure. All right, we'll talk about
an admin episode, but
right.
It's needed. We've got an airship.
And the one last thing while I'm reading these out, I'm going to read these out in a blitz. Do you know what you want to do next?
Fly the airship.
Do you know where you want to go?
No. I just want to do donuts
into the ground.
You have to decide that before next Sunday. You have to decide that so I know.
Yeah.
Ideally, I need to know by tomorrow.
Okay. I'll write a quest list.
So we'll have a think. We'll have a think about that off stream, and then at the start of next session, we'll talk about what you guys want to do.
Amazing. Awesome.
Mere Kitty donated. Just about to start a D&D session with my friends. I can't watch live today, but good luck. Please keep Smeek safe from Tom. Thank you very
He's
much.
alive, it's fine.
Chaser Gaming, $90. Thank you very much. Near Hundo. Thank you. My girlfriend of 7 years just left me, and it's pretty much my fault. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying not to spiral into depression right now. Honestly, HR, content, and hat films is probably the only thing that's helping me cope. Wanted a Hundo, but next time. Hey, listen, it gets easier. Thanks, man.
Hang in there, buddy.
Hang in there, dude.
Maddie donated. Hey, high rollers. Usually stick to VOD so I can watch sometime during the week, but I'm catching this one live to say I loved the live show last week and amazing D&D Beyond. And honestly, can't say enough, but lots of love to you guys. Seriously, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sidside donated. A couple years ago, Mark replied to one of my Reddit PMs when I was going through some shit. Since that day, with doing as Mark said, my life has turned right around, and I'll forever be grateful. Keep being great, and hopefully this won't be my last donation. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Lightning Wing Dragon donated. Hey all, here's some money, because apparently Lewis said that Yog's Yog Coffer are really tapped out thanks to YogCon. Yeah, indeed. Well, at least much mirth was had, right? So yeah, buy their merch, everybody. PS, buy Kim a mug too. Cheers, y'all. Thanks very much. Yes, please do.
High rollers.
Support in. Phil R96, awesome to see you guys at YogCon last week. Been a dream of mine. I was the guy who asked if you picked the red pill or blue pill from the Matrix. Keep up the amazing work. Love you guys. Thanks very much. Metamanu donated, as always, thank you very much. Hi guys, unfortunately for me I can't watch live today. I hope you had a great session. See you next week. YogCon one-shot was amazing, by the way. Thank you very much. Zelda Zorian, meeting you guys at YogCon was amazing. The VIP game was pretty fucking awesome. I had a lot of fun playing the Dragon Ball Warlock. The backstory was so interesting. Venok can really punch. Yes, Zelda was one of the VIP games. Very cool.
Nice.
Delta Blaze, I lost my cat to my neighbor's dog on Monday. What? So I just wanted to say thank you for brightening up my week. Oh my god. That's awful. Thank you so much. But yeah, geez, sorry. Nightjar, I had such a great time at YogCon. A live game and D&D Beyond were fantastic. It was lovely meeting you all again and meeting Rhiannon and Sid and Dunny for the first time, as well as many other lovely people from chat. Yog Lover. Oh, we love you, Nightjar. Thank you, Nightjar. You're the best. Wretched Kuma, hey y'all, can't watch this week, so y'all shall catch up later. I hope nothing goes wrong. Wanted to drop a little donut to say thank y'all for being so lovely at YogCon, especially Trot, as I saw you a lot over 3 days. I was the girl with bright purple hair. Thank you very much.
Thanks for tolerating me.
Alistair, it was incredible to meet you all guys at YogCon, even if the signings became a bit of a conveyor belt towards the end. Sorry to Katie for badgering her with the signing books in the pub at 1:15 in the morning. It was great to chat with you. Oh my god. Thank you very much. Dr. Miller, or D. Miller, first time ever watching live since finding you all. I watched all of Lightfall and Rest on YouTube to date. Now I'm caught up.
Nice.
Thank you all for the laughs, tears, and mystery that you have given me. Made this semester of college the best ever. Thank you very much. $10 from Smeek Must Die.
Wow.
You're welcome, everyone.
The fake
I'll just filter
Ribombi.
it back in.
Yeah, the fake Ribombi. First time watching live, spent 2 weeks catching up, watching all the VODs, only for you guys to take a 2-week break. So excited for you guys to be back.
It's good to be
Me
back.
too. Nightjar. My sweet goblin son is an art prodigy. Oh my god, are we really there? I'm so proud. Bandai suggested Gob Ross for his artist name. So maybe another Smeek emote is in order, or Smeek paintings on the merch store, or Smeek plushie.
The afro.
No, just
Plushie
me.
crying over a pot noodle.
No, just me.
Yes.
Ikin donated. Thank you very much. Still trying to catch up, so can't watch live, but just wanted to pop by and leave a small donation as a thank you and for the great live show at YogCon as well as the normal weekly streams. You're welcome. Manchi Joe to Quahundo. Hey, High Rollers, been binging the VOD since June, finally caught up on both campaigns, which is over 250 hours of content according to HR stats. Here's what's left over from pre-ordering a couple of awesome t-shirts and a respectable set of dice. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Lightning Wing Dragon, you certainly know your shipping terminology. Clearly Mark doesn't. The aft castle is in the back. Not according to Ghost of Saltmarsh. The forecastle is in the front. Oh, did I say? I meant forecastle maybe. The mark isn't going to come multiple times. Look, I'll get it right. I'll get it right, yeah. I know it's called the quarter deck at the back. New Alex, Under the Sea, Ventures to Solving.
Mark, sing it.
Under the sea, ventures to solving, could be evolving aquatically. To the volcano you must fly, chasing storms up through the sky. New waypoint for century, pack your inventory for Under the Sea.
Good.
Very good.
TSG, hey gang, it was great to meet you guys at YogCon. Kim and Ree, I spent too much on Pokemon today. Again, sorry, not sorry. Katie, have my eyes on some more dice too. Plus Tom, there is a plan in the works for that Smeek and Quill tattoo. P.S. Noodle. Ellen Ray donated. First time watching live. Sorry if it's not more grad student life. Just wanted to thank you for keeping me sane through writing up. Well, it's all appreciated. Thank you, friend. Bayfeather. Hey, I've got some pistachios. Do you guys want any?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Pistachios are
Are
great.
they salted?
Daft Dave 41. Thank you very much. B Doof. Hey guys, I thought it was brief. It was great to meet you all at YogCon and see the Q&A live show. Question for Mark, is there an Arctic-like region area of Aerois? If so, are there penguin, Aarakocra, swimmy boys who deliver their messages in that region? Sure. There isn't.
Cannon now.
Penguin Aarakocra. Lightning Wing Dragon, congratulations, it's taken years, but you finally broken Mark. This money's for you. Reminds me of a line from the wiki article in the Battle of Fishguard. Upon landing, discipline broke down amongst the irregulars. There you go. We have a meltdown. Ace of Thorns. Oh, what a joyous moment. Just don't stain anything, okay? There we go.
Strange.
But stain as well, yeah.
Please don't stain anything.
Don't stain anything.
Lightning Wing Dragon. Any of those mamas in a bee costume? Bumblebee Smoak?
Bumblebee Smoke. Remember that?
Oh, that was fucking Duck City, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just remembered. Nightjar, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Howard is a good boy. Love the new crew. I'll be very sad when they all die horribly.
Yeah.
And then a half hundo from Varys.
Thank you.
It was really nice to meet you at YogCon. It absolutely was. Since I was quite nervous, I didn't get to properly thank you for what you do. It's the best part of my week, and you have helped me through some tough times. So I truly want to thank you all for
Thank you,
that.
man.
Thank you very much.
Varys. It was great to meet you as well. Listen, we're going to take a break, but then we're going to be over on twitch.tv/DND.
More D&D.
2 more hours of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I will try not to go insane.
Please go there, please
We
be
might.
nice.
There might be another breakdown.
Yes, go check out Rivals of Waterdeep should be finishing up, but they might
Yeah.
still be live. Go and say hi.
Say
We'll
what-
be over on twitch.tv/DND.
Tell them we'll be a little late, but we're doing our best.
We'll be in like 5-10 minutes, so
Yeah.
we'll be there in a minute.
We'll
Start
see you
food.
then.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.